What is going on, all you wolves out there? Thank you so much for stopping into episode 4 of Wolfpack Wednesdays. This is the show with special guests, fresh topics, some other cool stuff, and other cool stuff too. We have lots to talk about. DC has been just on fire lately, just coming out with more and more stuff. So lots of DC tonight. So hopefully you guys are up for that. We're going to talk about the new announcements as well as towards the end of the show. We want to get back into the community collections where we admire the collections that you guys send to me. So if you want us to kind of take a look at your display, at your collection, please feel free to send those to me via email, just because Instagram really compresses those photos. So you don't really get the quality. So make sure you guys do that. Thank you all for tuning in. Without further ado, though, let's get the other band of wolves in here. And without further ado, let's bring on down.
Now making their entrance to the ring, two superstar representatives of New World Order, Wolfpack.
Woo! Trying to get on the screen right there. Welcome, brothers. Welcome. How are we doing tonight? Happy Wednesday.
Happy
Doing
Wednesday
great.
to you.
And to you. So as collectors, DLO, I know you're feeling it, but does it feel like DC is almost like trying to make a push back on top of the Hot Toys like throne? I mean, we haven't felt
Yes,
like
Graham.
this in a long
Yes, Graham,
time.
they are. Yeah, greatest time to be alive as a Hot Toy collector. Even better time to be a DC fan. We're taking back the reins. Marvel sucks. Star Wars sucks. Here, I said it. DC's back. We're never leaving again. Wolfpack for life. Let's go. Too sweet, me, brothers.
Wolfpack for life.
Too sweet, me.
Whoop. All right. Well, before we check in with the chat, we do have one more guest, and it's our special guest. And he's coming from halfway around the world. He is up late, so we do have to do our best to kind of keep him excited and awake. And he's been like on YouTube pretty much all day. So he's going to finish with this nightcap. And without further ado, let's bring him on down.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please help us welcome tonight's Wolfpack special guest, making his way to the stream, a YouTube superstar and friend of the Jedi Knights Watch. Please welcome X-Figure Focus.
Woo! There he is.
You're on. You're on.
What's up, guys?
Somebody give him a nudge.
I'm fine. Yeah.
What is going on? You have literally been going on YouTube for like what, the past 6 hours?
Yeah. I was like, I've lost count. I was putting off 2 reviews. That's what it was. There was 2 reviews, the DX13, the DX23. I was putting them off for a while. I had bits and pieces of it recorded, so I finally just right, today's the day, and I got the 2 of them done. So I set them kind of as premiere, so it looked like I was actually live, but I wasn't. Just like the premiere where you can type along. But yeah, I just came from an episode of Visions there with Collector Joey, really nice guy, and I just had a nice chill out conversation with him. So yeah, if you haven't checked it out, and so I know you're in the chat, so I appreciate that. But really nice guy, great chat. So yeah, I'm ready. I still got a bit more fight left in me.
Still got a little gas in the tank.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I'm really happy for you getting that DX13, that battle damage Terminator. That's a big piece to add to that collection back there.
Instantly, I picked up the MMS 238, the police shootout T800 from the first Terminator.
Sure.
That was maybe last year, and then I got that one now. And when I picked up the DX13, I just last weekend I went back and I watched the 2 movies, and they always deliver. Always love them. So yeah, it's cool. Delighted with them. It's a great figure. Amazing.
Well, especially for like how CGI was at the time. Those movies, at least the second one, for the most part, still stands the test of time. I mean, there's some things obviously, but it's a really well done movie. I mean, that's a great movie. I just watched it not too long ago too.
It's interesting you say that, because I was telling Collector Joey that Dublin Comic Con is coming up, and usually I'd be like looking at the guest list going, who's that? But this year they've got Linda Hamilton, Michael Bean, and Robert Patrick.
Wow.
Like, and I don't typically pay for autographs and photographs, but I am definitely doing it. And I think it's like $60 each for a photograph.
That's not bad.
Oh, that's not
That's
bad
brilliant.
Not at all.
It's a no-brainer. So because I'm getting excited about that, I was listening to some panels and stuff about T1 and T2, and I was listening to Robert Patrick. It was actually only like 2 years ago, because he's talking about Peacemaker and stuff like that. But he's funny. He was saying he's actually really funny. Like, I'm pretty sure he was like stoned the whole time, whatever. But he's really really funny. But he said one of the reasons that film he thinks stands the test of time is because they were using a lot of practical effects and then CGI when necessary, and just the blend of the two. He just said that that's what they should be doing more of now, like Christopher Nolan does and something like so.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good point.
absolutely agree with that.
Yeah.
I didn't notice watching as a kid, but I did now. Like Arnold at the end when his arm is chopped off, but he's got his real arm like behind his back, but you can like literally tell he's.
Yeah.
But then they digitally removed it, so it looks a lot more natural in like the digital cuts
Oh,
now.
right.
But if you have like an old DVD or something, you'll probably be able to still see that.
All right. I got it off Apple TV, so I'm not sure if it's.
You won't have to worry about it then.
I kind of want to worry about it. I want to see it.
You can find it on YouTube. Just search YouTube, and yeah, you'll see it.
Yeah, I must see it.
But well, thank you for joining the show and staying up late with us, Shane. Let's
problem.
before we get going, let's just check in with the chat, see who's here. We'll get screwed. You guys have been active in the chat, so that's awesome. We got Figman in the house. Wolfpack Wednesdays is here, episode 4. Let's go. Oh, we even we can throw the W signs too if we want.
We
Wolfpack.
can do that.
Yeah.
Just change it up.
Let's just stick with this for now.
That's fine. Okay.
Yeah, be careful of the W
We
sign
fear
there.
change.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Brick was he was catching what I was throwing out there. Like, maybe not.
I don't deal with that stuff. Anyways, we got Payton in the house. What's going on? Doc Bat, what's up, gents? Thank you guys for being here. Action in the Box, another fellow YouTuber and a loyalist to the Jedi Knights Watch. Thank you for being here. We got Brick Artemis saying hello to everyone. Yeah, we ran a little bit late. It never fails. The one night a week where I stream, my kids don't seem to want to go to bed. So always fun wrestling with them, like going up to showtime here. But we're good, I think. If I duck out, you guys just kind of keep it going here. We got Boba Fettuccine. Ayo all. Love the picture. Darth Reese. Hello, hello. I got Iron Venom. Very cool name. Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing great. I am doing great. It's hump day. We're almost to Thursday, which means we're one day closer to the weekend. Shane actually lives in the future, so he's even closer than we are, and he's on his vacation.
How
so
does
it
he
doesn't
do
really matter. We got Frank Flores. Thank Frank. Been talking to this guy a lot. We looked at his collection last week. Really, really cool.
Oh,
He's got
yeah.
statues.
Beautiful.
He's got figures. Really, really awesome. Mike, Mr. Literus. We got him in the house. Thank you for coming. Let's see here. Just making sure I don't miss anybody. We got Jazzy. He sent me his collection. We should be talking about that one tonight, too. Another good one. Probably going to steal some of those poses. Thank you for coming. David, hello, hello. Sure looks like we are getting a Batwing. We might be talking about that. But what size is it? That's the question. That's the question. Bad boy
always
for
the
life.
question.
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you guys for taking the time out of your busy schedules to watch us. It's very humbling and we appreciate it. 31 in the house. Do me a favor. Hit that like button. Tell YouTube you actually like the junk that we're talking about here. So I really appreciate that. So before we get going, Shane, I start all these shows like this. So just be ready.
Welcome to the fucking show.
I can see Shane just like that too. He's like tired. He's just like,
I love swearing.
I love swearing.
Yeah.
It gets me every time.
Yeah. I try not to swear as much as I can on my own channel, but here it's fair game.
We get 2 F-bombs per show, so use them
Yeah.
wisely. All right, let's just let's dig right into it because we got a lot to talk about, guys. Monday, this thing dropped. Now, when I first looked at it, I was like, okay, that's a recycled figure. It is what it is. Wool hair. Okay, what does it all mean? I was actually surprised. A lot of people are in love with this figure, and she looks great. I'm not taking anything away from the figure, but I was a little like, kind of seemed, I want to say lazy. Like it's good for Hot Toys, like being able to not spend a lot of money but make some money. So like good for them, but definitely is going to be the golden armor head sculpt here with the 84 body, and then we get some accessories from the various um, Wonder Womans as well. But it's a interesting time though, because when's the last time we really thought about Star Wars? Maybe May 4th, probably.
Celebration,
Celebration.
Star Wars, Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary, and then we just stopped talking about it.
It's been an afterthought for me
Yeah.
personally. Like I was thinking about it today because I was watching Denobi, and he brought up that we haven't gotten any figures from season 3 of Mando, and I was just like, oh, come to think of it, yeah, we didn't. Like that's crazy, and I don't know if we will, because there was so many mixed reviews about season 3, and then Marvel's kind of in a weird spot where it's kind of like maybe it's DC's time to kind of shine a little bit. So it's exciting for me, and I know for you, DLO, because we're big DC fans, and it doesn't seem like they always get the figures that they should or the recognition that they should. But I don't know if you have any thoughts on just kind of where we're at, with DC, and just I don't know. I guess to me it's more just funny, kind of how it changes all the time. What's hot, what's not.
It's a circle of collecting, Graham. I mean, that's kind of
Right.
what it is there. And before I get into this, I want to retract my previous statement I said at the beginning of the show. Star Wars does not suck. I'm sorry, that was the heat of the moment. I'm just very, very
It was a joke.
excited that DC is finally getting some love. This is it's a great time to be a collector.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Okay, we got
was
that out of the
so-
way. Go ahead.
So bad timing, but
It always is.
sorry, I already said it, but honestly, I'm happy. Like, guys, I'm just flat out say what I feel. I'm happy. This is a very good time to kind of give everybody in the community kind of a break from what we've been hunting for and plotting and planning. And this is the time of the year that Hot Toys wants to throw a monkey wrench into what we think is going to happen, and surprise us with some things like this. And I think it's healthy for us in the community. I think it's healthy for fans who haven't been able to have their personal characters that they want to the forefront and be able to collect them. So it's a nice change of pace. I don't think it's going to last forever, because DC is wrapping up this version of their universe and going to start a new one. So there's going to be a drought for a little while, unless they really feel the need to release another DX19 some way, somehow. That's just a joke. But yeah, it's I probably scared everybody in the comments. Like, you really think so? No, I don't know. But it's just nice. I mean, we had the Flash movie right around the corner. We're seeing a lot of announcements from that movie, and not just any announcements. We're Michael Keaton, Ben Affleck. We're seeing some stuff come out of Hot Toys convention that they have over there right now, where we're seeing the 100th anniversary, like everything there. So it's a really exciting time. It's a really exciting time, Graham. I'm looking forward to what we're going to talk about today, and hopefully some more announcements down the road we still haven't seen yet.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Really quick, want to say hi to Eddie Rodriguez. What's up? Thank you for tuning in. We have Mr. Mom Collectibles finally able to catch a live stream tonight. What's up, everyone? And make sure to smash that like button. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate it here at the Jedi Knights Watch. Anyone and everyone is welcome. So, yeah, hit that like button. Really appreciate that. Rob, what do you think about this figure? Are you going to get her? Keep in mind, 1,500 units. But is it something that you want?
It is something that I want, because I don't have any other Wonder Woman. So, looking at her, I was looking at the 84 for a while and thinking about buying her. And then all of a sudden I woke up one morning and there she is, this one right here. And I'm like, wow, okay. It has the head sculpt from the golden armor that I really like, and it has the body that I really like from 84, like you said.
Okay, let's keep it PG here. I know you like the body, okay?
Hey, it's a nice body. So, but no, I really like it. But something that has been bothering me ever since you said something over text is her neck. And I never noticed that before. I'm sure it was like a thing with 84, but I never realized it until you mentioned that, and I see it all the time now. Now I know why you got that cape or that scarf for your 84 Wonder Woman. Makes a lot more sense now. But
a
I
shawl.
really, yeah, I really do.
It's a satchel.
I really do like
Wolfpack
this
seemed
this
fitting.
this
Yeah.
figure, and I think going off of what Dilo was saying, it's really, you know, a lot of DC coming out right now, and you know, it's kind of the end of the DC EU before James Gunn is taking over, and I think, you know, from what I hear, I'm the new guy to Hot Toys, you know, so from what I hear,
You're the veteran.
Hot Toys,
Come on.
I'm
seriously.
getting there, yeah,
12 figures going on here. in
Yeah.
like 2 months.
yeah,
Well,
man.
more than me in the last 6 months.
I know.
but yeah, I see Hot Toys noticing that and realizing that, you know, this Flash movie is going to be a big thing with Michael Keaton. I mean, half of the stuff we're getting is from that movie. I mean, all the different Michael Keaton, you know, we saw a Flash figure. We won't get into that yet, but I think they're really pushing this DC hard right now until, you know, we get more Marvel or Star Wars movies coming out. So sucks for me though, because the 12 figures that I have is Marvel, and with all these coming out, it's like, dang, now I'm about to get into another line and get myself in trouble, you know. So
Yeah.
here we
Dead
go.
man walking right here. Brick Artemis.
He doesn't even know yet.
So yes, like Brick said, this is the 84 body. It looks like the armor, like the red, is going to be painted a little bit different because the 84 is going to be a brighter tone. This looks like they went more back to like BVS version, maybe the Wonder Woman solo movie. I'm not really sure, but the neck, if you had a problem with the neck on the sculpted hair, it's still going to be a problem here, at least from these prototype pictures. And then, yeah, you're going to have the golden armor head sculpt, which I do think is the better head sculpt, but I'm not sure about the wool hair. So, Shane, I just got to ask you, do you know the difference between wool and what they were using before?
I want to talk about something.
All right.
I'd like to say something.
First of all, like, the fact, Brick, you're already in trouble. Like, you
Yeah.
are already.
He doesn't know. He
And
just doesn't
he's
know
in
yet.
2 hobbies, Shane.
No,
He's in 2 hobbies.
These,
So that's
these people aren't your friends, right? Just trust me. You are in trouble. Yeah, it was synthetic hair, I think, before. It was synthetic, whereas this is apparently wool from yak's hair, I believe. I know you're laughing.
I'm trying to hold it
You're
in.
laughing, expecting a joke, which is fair enough. But no, just Trevor 16 Shooter commented on one of my videos before, like, because yak's wool is what customs use. I'm not sure if this is going to be the same, but they are kind of taunting it as wool. But that's what, you know, yak's. That's what customizers use to get the effect of, I suppose, rooted hair as opposed to just like a hairpiece.
Not to cut you off, but do you think that's going to like hold its shape better than like the synthetic? Or just look
I have
better?
no
Like-
idea. But that's
'Cause
what
I'm
I'm
not-
curious. That's
I
what
only
I'm
have
curious to
Gamora.
see. That's what I'm curious to see, because anything I've seen from Hot Toys in terms of like rooted hair has been not great. Like the Civil War, the blonde, or not, sorry, no, that's the Infinity War blonde one, isn't it?
Yes.
That wasn't
correct.
great. And Gamora as well, I still felt there was a bit of Barbie doll look off her.
I agree. Even the golden armor,
armor,
it's a hot
yeah.
mess.
A lot of futs, and I know you're going to be doing a bit of futzing with even the rooted hair, probably even the best rooted hair. But I gotta say that rooted Joker, I've done very little with it, you know, and it still looks good. I know some people are complaining it was all over the shop, but yeah, look, I'm interested to see what they do with it. But yeah, I do see the neck is still a little long. It looks to me very similar to the 1984, to be quite honest. However, I do think that this, I do think they got the body very, very well done on this.
Oh, yeah.
I think that the outfit looks spectacular. I'm not a DCEU fan, so like I'm not like, you know, I'm not going to go down and get this. Like, but look, this could probably fit into people's just Wonder Woman collection. I see. For me, it's like screen accuracy, and also the fact that I'm not a DCU fan. This is not something that I would ever think about picking up, and I'm not going to chase the exclusivity as well, because I know that there's, I think, 1,500 worldwide. Sideshow will be getting allocation, and they're going to do that lottery thing. So I haven't thrown my hat in the ring for that because I don't need it. However, I am still really, really interested to see when this does come out, what does that hair look like? Because that could open doors. You know what I mean? And that could be them. Like I think it's too much of a coincidence now that there's, even though Inart only has one figure behind him, there still is that hype, like, with what they're showing. So I think
and it was
competition
just
is
like
good.
you know, just when Inart was coming out with the Joker and then Pennywise, you know, and then they were being so open with their conversations, their communications, and then all of a sudden, I remember the Batman was announced, and then a little bit later they came up with like
Updated
they
it.
started doing updates and like letting
Yeah.
us know. And so like I don't think they're threatened by Inert, but at the same time, I think they know there's a little bit of competition. So like, okay, well, here we go, we can do this too. But yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. And so do you pretty much just collect the Dark Knight trilogy for DC, or is there anything else you collect?
That's a good question. No, I've got the Hot Toys Robert Pattinson Batman.
Okay. You like
with
the movie?
Signal. Yeah, I really did. I remember when they first announced that they were making another Batman. I was driving to work and I just went, why? Because like the Dark Knight for me is it, and I'm a fan of Keaton as well. I wasn't a fan of Batfleck, but I was kind of like, do we really need another one? And then when I saw the movie, I realized, yeah, we kind of did. Like I
was
thought it was
awesome.
really good. I really
Yeah, it's a
enjoyed
great
it.
movie.
Yeah, so that's ordered. I wouldn't rule out the possibility of getting the single rooted inner on the Battinson on that. Just the single rooted one, and then deciding which one I
Okay.
like better. Again, I haven't committed to that. I have got the Hot Toys one paid off with the Signal and stuff. As much as I don't particularly like DCU, there's elements of the different movies I do like.
Sure.
Like I've read the Dark Knight Returns graphic novel, loved that, loved the animated version of it as well, and obviously they lifted parts of that for BVS. And when the boys eventually fought, I thought it was pretty cool. Like I love the battle damaged armored Batman, and that's DCU, but I really like that, and that's there. And I've got the Justice League suit. Not that I didn't like the movie, but I really like that vibrant blue. They are exceptions
Sure.
to the rule, though. Essentially, I do have a lot of the Dark Knight. Well, I've someone pre-order and stuff like Dark Knight stuff, but I'm a big Keaton fan. I mean, that 2.0 1989 is coming home. That and Bane were like two of the biggest announcements of the year for me. So as much as I collect Star Wars and Marvel, my
Showing
favorite
DC
trilogy
some
is the
love.
Dark Knight trilogy.
Yeah, I like it. DLO, Clooney is the best Batman. Do you concur?
Block this guy.
Probably
Probably not.
not. No. So, DLO, what do you think about the exclusivity of this? Does it anger you? Do you not care? Do you think it's a smart move? What are your thoughts on just this being such an exclusive figure, and probably a lot of people aren't going to be able to get it?
You know, I'm a bit torn because you're using the word specifically that this figure doesn't feel like to me, which is the exclusive part of it there. I mean, essentially, this is a greatest hits of their Wonder Woman figures mashed together and given the premium, effect of, this new rooted hair thing. I mean, outside of that, I think to myself, if I'm a person who has the Wonder Woman 84, and let's say I wanted this look and I didn't necessarily want to chase this like everyone else or pay that price point. Well, I mean, there is a Golden Armor Wonder Woman head sculpt out there that I can probably purchase from eBay for a relatively reasonable price. I'm sure I can track down a sword and a shield and essentially create my own version if I really truly wanted this here. So even though this is a word thrown around, I don't find it to be as exclusive as Hot Toys wants us to be. This doesn't feel premium to me as far as I'm concerned. Because again, we don't know if this is going to be a quality root job, because that's really where the price is coming in for this year.
It's
essentially
risky.
Yeah, it's risky, and it definitely seems like they're attempting to do something a little bit more unique just to kind of keep up with the Joneses a little bit, because as much as we want to believe that Hot Toys is the undisputed champion of 1/6, you can't help but hear every time a community member mentions a Hot Toy figure, they immediately bring up InArt 2. So I almost feel like anytime a Hot Toys figure is out, whether it's something that that InArt is making themselves or not, their name pops up now. And this kind of feels like somewhat of a response to that. So, but in a response in a safe way to them. This isn't doing anything for them other than they have to pay a little extra to maybe root this here. So for me, if they had taken the leap of faith and given us a completely new everything for Wonder Woman, maybe this would be something that would be interesting to me. But it's new packaging and, possibly better looking hair. I mean, it's great, but I just don't feel like it's something that I need to chase down. Kind of like what Shane was saying.
Yeah, and like I said too, it's all recycled except for what you're getting that's exclusive is the hair job. The base is actually from an Iron Man figure. I don't know which one it is, but it's recent. They just tweaked it a little bit. And how is that Wonder Woman logo in the back going to look? Is it going to be just a little plastic cheap? I mean, I like this kind of this gold band going around. I like that a lot. I think it works well with her. But my biggest concern is, how's this hair going to look in hand? But like Shane said, if it's packaged right, done right, it should look fine. You shouldn't really have to fuss with it. So that'll be kind of remain to be seen here. But I don't even know, honestly, do we know what the retail price of this is? Like, if you get the chance to buy it, does anybody know? I've seen across the pond, it was like $445-ish that I found it for before it was sold out. But if you guys are interested, while Shane's looking that up, you're gonna have a chance on Sideshow. See, Friday the 9th at 2 p.m. Pacific, I believe, to possibly pre-order this. I shouldn't be telling you this because I want to try and pre-order it too, but I think you might have to RSVP, and then maybe is that when you get the email? Is that how it happens, or you just go on at that time and try to pre-order? Does anybody know? Because I didn't do the Captain America, like so I don't know how it worked.
Isn't it the last time for the D100? People used the RSVP, and then people sent out so then Sideshow picked like a number of emails at random.
Okay,
that's how it worked. Because remember, there was a disaster when the site was crashing there was no plan for the stealth suit. I just looked that up there. Someone commented on the video I did on this, and I think they were based in Hong Kong, and they said it was 2,850 Hong Kong dollars, which is about $364 US dollars. So I wonder, is that before? That's $364. I wonder, is that before the 30% Sideshow markup?
Exactly. You read my mind with that.
So if you add 30% onto that, you're talking $473, and I have heard people say it'll be in around $450. So
that sounds about right. What I've been hearing.
Yeah. So
okay. So I want to ask you guys in the chat something. Let's just say this Wonder Woman is readily available, okay? But she's going to be at that. We'll even give it a little bit of a discount. Let's just say $400. How's that sound? $400 for this one, or would you rather get the sculpted version for what, $265?
$265, yeah,
something like that. Which again, different base, doesn't come with the shield or the sword. Sculpted hair, which I think looks good, but I think this sculpt is better. However, I like the sculpted hair, but if this looks really good, so let me know in the chat. Would you pay, if this is readily available, would you pay $400 for this figure? Or would you go for the cheaper price on the sculpted hair? Let me know in the comments below. Brick, final thoughts on this thing?
I think it looks great, but not for $450. I'd rather go for the $265 sculpted hair, if I was to be honest. And honestly, I didn't know that W, the Wonder Woman W on top of there, was part of the stand. I think it kind of looks cheesy with that on there. That's just my opinion. If that was off, I think it'd look much better, more clean.
Is that a golden ribbon wrapped around it?
Yeah.
That's
this. It's like I don't know. I guess you'd call it a ribbon, I guess. Sure.
But I like the ribbon. I just don't like the W up top. It kind of looks like a birthday cake thing that you put on
Yeah,
your
one of
cake.
those
It kinda
things.
bothers
You got a
me.
topper.
Yeah,
They were
topper,
inspired by
exactly.
This was inspired by a cake.
But I mean, I love the shield they put with
That
this.
shot.
I mean,
That
everything
shot's
is
cool.
That's
yeah,
I love
it
that
looks
shot.
good, but it's expensive.
So while you guys are letting me know which figure you guys would rather have, let me just catch back into the chat. Collector Joey in the house. What is going on? Thank you for coming to the show. We had the big dog pound. One is in the house. Let's give him a Ric Flair. Woo! There we go. Guess I'll be the only one that does it. Come on.
Woo, woo,
Woo, woo, woo.
Woo.
Let's see if I missed anybody. I apologize. I'm trying to keep up, but yeah, Eddie says it'd be cool if that background was actual glass. Yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
incredible and dangerous.
Austin in the house. What is going on, my friend? Trimble Dust. Talking. We got Mark Mitchell. Hello. Mine's ordered $350. Where'd you get it?
Where?
We got Jedi 291. Hello, how are you? Thank you for coming. 40 in the house. Don't forget to hit that like button. 400 USD I can do. 500, nah. Yeah, you got to think about shipping and tax and everything too. So this is an expensive figure, and I know people will be chasing that exclusivity. So Mr. Mom was able to grab this overseas. So excited it's coming home. That's awesome. I mean, again, if the hair looks like this, it's going to be a banger of a figure. And yeah, it looks gorgeous. I can't say enough about it. But Payton would go with the sculpted 1.6 shooter. Almost bought it from Pop Collectibles last night, but stopped myself. Sold out now. Wasn't meant to be, man. You probably did the right thing. I always look at those as signs, you know. Okay, I'll let it decide for me. I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna sleep on it. See what happens in the morning. And you know, same thing with like bids on eBay. Like I'm gonna go really low, and if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And then they accept it. And I'm like, shit. Whoops.
Guess it was meant to be.
I guess it was
half
meant
serious.
to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I? All right. Yeah, you guys are busy in the chat. Thank you for keeping this thing going. Shane, any final thoughts on this thing?
I that last pose that you had, that one's pretty cool too as well. I think that there's a lot more, like taking the exclusivity out of it. I think there's a lot more positives for this figure than negatives. Like the body's good, the physique, the kind of proportions, the seamless joints. Obviously, to be careful with them, but like I think this is the way to go with a figure like this. I really like the outfit in the 1984, and this looks very similar, just kind of more muted tones. I like the way you have the shields, the lasso, and the sword, and even the way the sword just on the back there. I just think that's cool in most figures, like whether it's Mando with the big long rifle or Cable with the BFG. I just think that's a cool look when there's something like Deadpool with the two katanas. I think it's pretty damn cool. Like, yeah, it's the hair though. If it works out, it'll be interesting. But it's a bit funny though for someone like say who has the 1984 and whom they may have held off to get this, but like that's Hot Toys being Hot Toys, isn't it? Like there's always going to be a bigger fish. There's always something new, and that's it. Like, but yeah, curious to see what happens there.
We got to figure. I mean, it's a new body. You spent money on this here, and to get one use out of it there, and then the head sculpt was brand new at the time as well too. So I mean, Hot Toys, you know, when they put R&D into something, they're always trying to find a way to, you know, do another one.
The buck. Yeah,
exactly. So it's almost like once you get over the shock that you see it, you're really not surprised when you really take the time to think about it.
Yeah, I mean, this could be big, honestly, if the hair works out. I mean, this could be something that Hot Toys starts going with for these female figures, or even just, you know, long-haired figures. If it's this wool stuff, this premium stuff, if it works out and it looks good coming out of the box, could be the start of something great. So I'm hoping this is a good figure. I'm hoping it looks just like this when it comes out. I would love to have this, but I'm okay with my original 84, and I'm not mad that this came out. So, because I know when figures can come out, you know, a few months after you got yours, you can be like, well, what the hell? And like you said, it's a business, but I'm fine. It's okay. I'm looking forward to, more innovation, from Hot Toys. So I like that they're doing this, and yeah, we'll kind of see what happens. D'Lo,
There's one thing I'd
yeah,
like
go
to
ahead.
add, just if that's all right.
Yeah,
With the
no,
D100 Iron
actually.
Man, the D100 Iron Man, even though okay, it's not Warner Brothers, but with that, like it's clearly a Mark 7 with the Mark 5 paint job. Like if you're like me and you're like I'm into screen accuracy, like the neon text and things like that, they don't get a look in. The like the golden stormtroopers, I'm a trooper collector, they don't get a look in because it's just screen accuracy. I'm not going to buy something like that and take up space and invest my funds into something that didn't appear on screen when I care about screen accuracy. So it's an easy pass for the D100 Iron Man. And then I'm presuming we're going to talk about that new Batman.
Your favorite, your brand new
But
favorite.
That's a great
that's an
segue,
easy-
Shane.
That's an easy pass too. But with this is confusing because I'm not a Wonder Woman fan. Like I said, okay, I'm not really like but this looks really really good, and it's not like it wouldn't be out of place next to I don't know a Justice League Superman and a Cyborg or it wouldn't be that out of place. Like I mean, but I don't think yet this actually uniform appeared on screen. Do you get me? Like, as in this one is kind of a bit more. This isn't an easy pass. Like, I don't
Right.
think if you're into
Right.
Wonder Woman because
Because this is in your
arguably the best
wheelhouse,
version.
what you're looking for
Yeah.
as well too. Not,
it's
I'm with
it's
you.
not like it's not a funky color like it's not like luminous.
I like.
boots.
I try to do the same thing too, Shane. I try to kind of weigh out the ones that don't really necessarily click with me because I don't find it to be as essential because it wasn't in the movie that I saw it in. So I mean, again, some people are the complete opposite. They have to have the different variations and more power to them. But that helps me keep my urges in check. Because I mean, if it kind of fits those kinds of check boxes there for me, then like okay, then I can go after this one here. If I didn't, I'd go after everything and be bankrupt.
Exactly. I preached that in the channel the whole time. I can't have everything because I can't afford it. I don't have the space. So I rule out entire lines just to stay in the game. Like some are easy to rule out. Like the sequels are very easy to rule out for me. Like,
Sure.
but some are a bit harder. Then like you have to go. Oh, that looks really cool, but where does it end? Sorry, go on.
No, that's a good point. I mean, that's
True.
That's what a lot of us need to hear too, is just kind of advice on staying in the game and not, tapping out and, getting into financial trouble. So, this is an addictive hobby. And I've done the same thing. For a while I tried to collect all the Star Wars and I'm like, well, I can't do this. So I narrowed it down to pretty much original trilogy. And I have a handful of Mando figures and that's it. I won't do sequels. I won't do prequels. It's just kind of a rule that I have. Marvel is pretty much Avengers based. DC is kind of fair game to this point. I haven't had to really hone in on anything just because you just get the figures you like because there aren't that many to pick from anyway. So, so that hasn't been that hard, but yeah, I would just urge everybody to kind of do the same thing. And Shane, do you still like cycle figures out of your collection just because of your limited space?
Everything that I own is on display.
Okay.
There's two figures that are not on display, and that's the OG Mando and the War Machine Mark IV, because I got the War Machine Mark 1 and like I'm just buzzed. I've been banging on about this on my channel for the last like 2 weeks, because after getting the fusion reactors for the Iron Man Mark 6 and the War Machine Mark 1 and they're in the detail there, and with the trouble I've got to went through to hide the wires as much as I could, they are staying there for a long time. But basically, yeah, so I've got War Machine Mark IV from Infinity War, which could be on its way out of the collection because I have that War Machine now, even though I actually think the War Machine the 4 is nearly a better War Machine. There's nothing else I have from Infinity War. It might be one that might have to go. And the OG Mando, which isn't going anywhere but isn't displayed. But everything is displayed either behind me in the floating shelves in front of me, or I've got an IKEA Millsbow down in the sitting room with all the troopers are down there. Yeah, she's very understanding.
All right. Well, we're gonna finish up on this Wonder Woman. I do want to. So I've been kind of like customizing mine. I saw somebody on Facebook, one of the groups was customizing there. I got the blue cloak from I think one of the other Wonder Womans. I do want to get this bandolier, and then I got a shield. So I'm kind of creating my own Wonder Woman as well. But I did sign up for the RSVP. We'll see what that would kind of come out to if I'm even picked. But I got one more question for DLO here, and then we'll move on. But really quickly, we got Manaha Collectibles in the house. Hey guys, nice to see the crew. What is going on? Thank you for stopping in. Hope you're doing well. We got Harold, Commander Green in the house. Mr. Photographer, thank you for coming to the show. Just a reminder, guys, to stick around because we are going to do the community showcase, community collections, the displays you guys send me. We're going to look at those in a little bit, just getting through kind of the meat and potatoes here. But DLO, my question for you is Golden Armor Wonder Woman. It's kind of already cratered. Does this just completely kill it, or do you see people maybe wanting it to kind of piece their 84 together or doing stuff, like you were talking about? What do you think, if anything, this does to that market?
That's a good question. Funny thing is, when this one was announced the other day, my instant thought was the controversy with the Beskar Mando and the Chrome Mando in a weird kind of way, just because people are still waiting for Wonder Woman 84 to hit Sideshow. I don't know if they hit today or not. Yes, as of yesterday, it wasn't on Sideshow yet, but still waiting for those. And then you see this announcement. I don't necessarily think the 84 will be impacted, but since you bring up Golden Armor, I kind of do. I feel like that one wasn't never truly accepted as a true Wonder Woman figure, just because it's so unique and different than what you picture what Wonder Woman is. And Wonder Woman, in my opinion, not many people that I know collector-wise have more than one Wonder Woman in their collection. So if you're looking for the definitive version, I think 84 or this one would be a better option. So I think that, unfortunately, Golden Armor, in my opinion, might be getting the short end of the stick here and just may linger around just a little bit longer than they hoped it would.
I got to say, I've kind of actually contemplated, like, it is a beautiful figure, and I've kind of like found myself with how cheap it is. Like, I have like seen some amazing deals out there for this figure, and I'm just like, well, it could look cool floating above the other Wonder Woman or something, but I don't know. I've had it. I don't like buying figures for a second time if I can help it. And if I do that, I don't sell them again because I'm like, you're not doing that. But I got to really want it back if that's the case. So I don't know. It's a beautiful figure. I hope Brick gets it so then I can just admire it from his place. But
there you go.
Remains to be seen.
Just pawn it on Brick. Number 13. There you go, Brick.
So do you guys want to talk about this figure as it is now? Or I want to get into the Hot Toys showcase for the Flash movie. I know there's a couple pictures of it there. Do you want to talk about it there? What do you guys want to do?
Yeah, let's hold off. Let's bring the whole thing to everybody to see.
Just in case anybody is living under a rock, the quarter scale Boba Fett from the show is out, the Book of Boba. I don't really have much thoughts on this. I've had a couple quarter scale figures I've gotten out of the game. Brick, what do you think? Really
if
quickly,
I was
it doesn't. Yeah, we don't have.
If I was in a quarter scale, I would definitely want this guy. I think he looks great. Yeah, that's about it. But I'm not going to get him. I'm not in a quarter scale, and I'm sure it's out of my price range. But he looks really, really good.
Shane, are you going to
want me to make it quick? So
yeah.
Were you talking to me?
Yeah. Are you getting it?
All right.
Excited for this?
No. I want to get like one quarter scale from each of the big three. I've got the Mark III there. I've got the new quarter scale Christian Bale Batman.
Nice.
The DX19 style on the way. So it leaves a space for the Star Wars one, But I watched this show, so yeah, this one won't be it.
Okay, I gotta say, like, so
I saw
the show wasn't well received, and we have so many different SKUs and variants of Boba Fett that came out so much earlier. The hype has completely died down. I don't see a large market for this thing to. It's going to sit for a long time, and I know quarter scale typically more, and they sit, and they're even more rare than like a 6 scale figure. But I mean, you just got too many variants of Boba Fett. you got to be a diehard Boba fan,
Yeah.
I think, to get
That's
this.
another thing, Graham. Like, because I have the 2 Boba Fetts. I want technically the 3. I've got the Empire Strikes Back one. You know, it's original trilogy. I don't
Right.
have to explain that. I absolutely loved everything Boba Fett did in season 2 of The Mandalorian.
Sure.
So that Boba Roba 2-pack, I'm a sucker for battle damage. Absolute sucker. And the head sculpt's fantastic on it. And I actually like the robe look. So I don't see what other... And this on screen looks amazing. Like, the head sculpt looks amazing. He's got his eyebrows back. You know, the rest of the suit looks great and all that. Like, but you're right. There's not much buzz in the community because I think myself and AJ, Hot's Hometown Hero, were the only 2 channels that put out a video on this yesterday. You know, so yeah, you're.
It's getting
absolutely right.
buried
This gonna
under
suck.
everything else. Yeah. Manhot Collectible says, is it Mira's Sideshow website down? It's been very slow because I think they added the Wonder Woman and the blue Batman to the coming soon. So I think a lot of people are probably trying to RSVP. So it was like kind of making you get in line for that. So I think that's partly what the issue is.
They're adding all 7 of those bat suits. That's what they're doing. It's going to take time.
Ooh. Yeah, we got to talk about that. So let's skip over this guy because I don't think there's a big market for him. Oh, but David is going to get him. So David, I'm going to 1/4 quarter or 1/4 scale is coming home. Display with 1/4 Vader. There you go. Okay. Perfect. Now, the meat and potatoes here, the main dish. This was really cool to see this morning. So June 9th, Hot Toys is going to be, I think it's June 9th. They're having like a Flash/Batman showcase. I wish this was like closer to us where we could like go and like see this stuff in person. Lots of stuff, some things that are old that they showcase, some things that are on pre-order, and a couple things that have been teased but not announced. So this is actually the Flash, but it's like a prop. This isn't like the figure or anything like that, but it's just really cool to kind of see. I imagine seeing this in person would just look pretty dope. But again, 1-to-1, like a Batman armory going on here. This looks cool.
Insane. That's a little
Stare
creepy.
daggers into your soul.
That looks really funny.
But this is what I want
Yes.
to talk about here. We talked about this. I think it was last week with
Last
Dante,
week. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
and we were wondering like, how are they going to do this? Are they going to do it? You know, what's this going to look like? Is it going to be everything in one package, or are you going to be able to buy the individuals? We still don't know, but I do have a feeling these are going to be just with what they're, I mean, again, they might not be showing us everything, but I do think, and you guys can jump in wherever you want, but I do think these are going to be the empty costumes or the empty outfits that really aren't going to be posable. I think it's going to be power pose type. And I don't know. I mean, if this is all a package, would you guys be all in for this? Maybe Shane wouldn't be, or would you rather be a player if it's like sold individually and you could just pick 1 or 2? Does it make sense to pick 1 or 2 just to have, you know, in your collection?
First of all, there's no way they will do a full release with every single one of those together. I mean, the price on something like that would be unheard of in Hot Toys. So that would probably be singular there. But, you know,
Probably like
I know
$1,200. 200
if you're
each?
lucky, 200 each. This is 2023 Hot Toys. No. Honestly, I'm holding out hope. I don't want these to be power poses. I would really appreciate they went the extra mile and just let them be just standalone figures on their own. I think, you know, this line has so much potential that it would be a shame to just pigeonhole themselves to just a power pose figure there. I feel like that's such a blown opportunity because they may not be for everyone, but I'm sure you have enough collectors in the community now that would pick out 1 or 2, maybe 3 or 4, or if not all of them, if they were given the opportunity to be made. I just want to make sure that when I zoomed in on the face area where there's no faceplate at the moment, it looks like it's sculpted, at least to me. I mean, if you have a better
That's what
photo,
I thought too. Usually there's a
looks like
magnet
it's-
inside or an
Right,
indentation for the magnet.
Right. It looks like they're all ready to go. They just need to put a faceplate on them. So I don't know how they would go about that. That would be interesting. I'd like to see how they do it. But seeing these new photos gives me renewed hope that these are all getting made. I really hope they are, because I don't want it to be a power pose. I want it to, if I could imagine the potential of having a Michael Keaton full display Batman arsenal with everything that you've owned, everything that's being 2.0 and the 89 Batmobile and Mars toys with the potential of a penguin and a Catwoman. I mean, put your imagination hat on for a second. I don't want this to be a power pose. I would absolutely be thrilled to get as many of these on my hands as possible. So that's my first reaction. I hope it's not.
Really quickly, we have breaking news. The Thor's Mando Luke Deluxe has finally shipped from Comic Concepts.
Good for you, bro.
Congrats.
Bam.
I know he's been
sweet,
waiting,
brother.
waiting.
Yeah.
This is for you.
I feel like we were waiting with them, you know? What a journey.
No,
it's
journey.
awesome. It's a great figure.
Yeah, so that's one that 1/6-figure Focus actually premiered today too. So I remember I commented.
You'll watch a CCFL though. You'll want one after.
I know. I was watching too, and I was like, oh, I'm still deciding between this and Bespin. You're like, oh yeah, I got that one coming in too, or it arrived today or something. Yeah. So, look at this.
Yeah. Very nice.
So it's got a few stamps on it.
Oh wow! I thought you sent that in our group chat, and I thought it was a quilt. That's why I didn't say anything. I'm like, okay. Couldn't tell.
I was also doing a stupid voice, and I was like, all right, the lads didn't get my joke. Yeah, it's I order from Lion Rock Toys, and they send it. They just like by post. It's still tracked and everything, but it's just so funny. There's loads of stamps on it, like, you know what I mean. So you still get a tracking number, but it's not DHL or UPS or whatever. Like, but
right.
Yeah. So yeah, so far so good.
Brick, what are your thoughts? Before you chime in, I want to say the closest we can get here, these do look like sculpted, especially the undies. That's definitely sculpted. The 89 Batman looks more of like a sculpt than a rubber material. So yeah, I'm thinking that's probably what it is. But I know you're a big Batman fan, but I know you're kind of down the Marvel rabbit hole. You know, and you know, honestly, is this something that interests you, or you know, you kind of stick into your own game here? Maybe get the modern suit and call it quits.
I would say that it's very cool. I think it's awesome. It does not interest me only because I feel like it's all going to be separate. I do feel like it's all going to be power pose. It would be really cool though if they all had their faceplates and you can choose who's in the front with, you know, and take them off and make it look like, you know, all the suits are behind them and choose each and every day what suit he's going to be wearing, kind of thing. But I don't think that's going to happen. I also think they're all going to be separate. And I could see them being cheaper on the cheaper end, like $200, because you're not going to be getting the head sculpts, you know? So you guys know more a little bit about that than me, but, yeah, I think it's really cool. It's a great concept, but, it's going to be tough. I don't think it's going to be a whole package deal though. There's no way.
No way.
Yeah.
It's tough to say what the price would be since the Spider-Man 2099 kind of blew me away with how expensive that's going to be. But so I guess anything is fair game when it comes to that.
Sure.
Plus, you know, you're getting the base. Shane, you're a Keaton fan, right?
Yeah.
So is this something that piques your interest, or is it kind of too obnoxious for you to kind of want to add to the collection?
Well, we spoke earlier on about, like, you know, that I only collect the Dark Knight, and you know, obviously the answer to that is no. I've got the I actually went with the Batman 89 that they 2.0'd or they announced again there back in February, and the Keaton 1989 2.0. Very excited about the two of them. Got the Battinson on the way. Obviously had the DX19. If Inart came out with another DX19, I'd throw an eye at it. And obviously I've got the aforementioned battle damaged armor Batman. So what I'm trying to say is I have a lot of different types of Batman. So I don't look at this and go, I need more. You know? My thoughts on this are, I don't know where they're going with this. Like, assuming these are 6 scale, and I think MRC did his tour, I watched a bunch of his reels, and you know, these are 1/6 scale. Assuming they actually release these, I don't know how they're doing. If they're power pose, like if they're just like essentially like, you know, it doesn't do anything, it just stands there and it's just an empty cowl. Like, I can't see them releasing them individually, because who's going to want just one of the 7 or one of the 6? Assuming, let's say the one in the front is the modern suit, isn't that the actual, just the figure modern suit? The rest of them, if they're all power pose, who's going to want just one of them? Whereas if it's a figure, someone might go, oh, that blue and grey one, you know, if they actually announce that as a figure with faceplates, I'll get that. But I don't think too many people are like, oh no, I really want the power pose one on its own. So that kind of makes me think maybe if they're all power pose, they release them as an entire set. But I can't see them doing that either. I have no idea where they're going with this.
Right.
Am I making any sense? As in, like,
I could see if somebody wanted the single pack, like I think the 89 would be pretty popular, and maybe the returns, just because if people have like a Bat Cave setup, you know, maybe they want to have like
that's
a Bruce Wayne with
a fair point, yeah.
with the empty suit, or you know.
What
you
about
can kinda...
Ant-Man there?
This one right here. This looks like a bumblebee.
Yeah, it looks
that
like
one. That's my least favorite.
Yeah,
But you know what's interesting about that one? That one you don't have to worry about eyes or a mouth.
It's true.
So that's what kind of gives me a little bit of hope that, I mean, I really don't want to be a power pose. I can't stress enough, but that's what gives me hope, because it's to have like a blue and gray movie bat suit, and it actually be a true Batman. Let's say in this case it would be a Keaton blue and gray. I mean, that's an incredible find for a collector, especially someone who grew up on the Adam West or the early comics there. That's, for something like that, that would be the exception to that rule that we talked about, Shannon, for me, as far as like, you know, accuracy to a film, etc. This small cameo is enough for me as a diehard Batman fan to be like, this is iconic. I'm familiar with this. And if they made this a full figure, I would absolutely buy this here. So,
but you'd want it as a figure with faceplates. Would that be right?
I would. I just feel it for me. Just like I don't know Hot Toys well enough. I'm not in the boardroom with Howard when he's making these decisions, but I just have to believe that the man is smart enough to know that Batman sells. He's right up there with the Iron Mans of the world, and
it would be. They made every Spider-Man from the VGM.
They've made right. They make every Spider-Man. They make every Luke Skywalker. There's certain figures that are immune to, you know, shortcuts, and I feel Batman is one of those. And I just think that, you know, when you think DC for Hot Toys, you immediately think of Batman. Every Batman has always been made, so it would just be odd that we take a curve now when history has shown us time and time again that if it's Batman, they're going to make it, whether it's been there for 10 seconds or it's been a full-fledged film. So it would be odd that you have an opportunity to make, I don't know how many suits. I mean, these here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right now alone, 7 potential Batmans, not necessarily all at once. I believe there will be like a Toy Fair exclusive one here and there. There'll be scattered releases, but it's just too much money to be made with Batman just to not make a Batman, if that makes sense.
Yeah, maybe this is their chance to, you know, bury in art. Like, hey, check this out. You know, bring out 7 figures right off the bat, and you know, as long as they don't use a stunt double as a faceplate, right? You know, it'd be.
How dare you?
They could do a really good job with this and make a buttload of money. So
still too soon for that joke. Here's an idea. They're articulating figures, but they're bare bones. It's really just the figure, and then you have to use the faceplates from the modern suit. So you got to buy that modern suit to be able to make a full figure, because they want you to use it like this, right? They want the armory, but they allow you to be able to use faceplates to put in there, and then they still make you buy that modern suit type of thing. I could see that happening.
Now, do they want the armory look, or they just think it's a badass?
Well, I think they want that look, but
you know?
I could see them being like, okay, yeah, we'll give you the option to make it into a figure,
Sure.
but you're going to have to buy this modern suit to be able to borrow parts from it. to be able to do that. Like,
There's precedents for
but-
that too, where you have to share
but I-
accessories. To
I
complete
just
the
don't know
look.
about the eyes because that's the thing. Because the
Yeah.
modern suit's going to have the rolling eyes, I believe, right? Yes, right? In the cowl?
I didn't check. I know the Keaton sculpt will. I didn't think about
Right.
the cowl itself.
I don't remember.
Well, and that's the thing with the Spider-Man figures too, right? We didn't get, well, at least for the video games, we didn't get any face sculpts. We just got a bunch of, whatever that went with their Spider-Man suit. So yeah, it's kind of a big question. Would they give, a head sculpt or face plates for all of them, or just the one? So
I
yeah.
don't know.
But then you
This
have
This
like,
one mystery. It's just
Yeah.
we're all just throwing out ideas to see which one's
You know
going
what's
to be the right one.
what's
there.
going to be really funny? They won't
None of
announce
us
this
know.
till like the end of the year. So now, like,
Yeah.
we're all hyped, and then
The buzz
it'll
will be
just-
gone, and then
Yeah.
one random day we're all looking forward to whatever Star Wars that's being announced or released, and we're all happy until we wake up in the morning or in the evening time and we see this brand new figure that we completely forgot exists in the first place,
Yep.
and
Like,
we're all
yeah.
panicking.
They're gonna drop all of these next March when Across the Spider-Verse 2 comes out. That would make sense.
You're not wrong, Shane. I believe
Stranger
that.
things could happen. Stranger things. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. Because I mean, we also don't have the back computers yet. We got the tease for that, and then I think a lot of us forget about that too. But here's a look at the Flash figure that's actually not even announced yet. But here's our first kind of tease. I don't think it's the most flattering pose or picture, but I don't know. Brick, what's your first impression of the suit?
I actually, or of the suit, I like the detail, especially on his cowl there. All those lines that you got. I actually kind of like the pose. It almost looks like he's going into like another universe or dimension, So like he's almost opening the door to it. I kind of like that. But yeah, the suit's really cool. When I first saw this though, it almost, and I'm not the biggest Flash fan, so I might get a lot of haters on here. When I first saw it, it almost looked like the CW show. I was like, oh, why
Okay.
are they showing him? I guess he's there too because he's DC, whatever, and the show just ended. But then as I looked up and I saw that it was Ezra Miller, I was like, okay, so it almost looked like that at first. But no, I think the suit looks really cool. I'm not a fan. I'm not the biggest fan when Hot Toys has all those dangly things on arms.
The lightning effects?
Yeah, or like any I mean, you see them on other figures too. I can't think at the top of my head right now, but they have like all those accessories. I always worry about the suit getting, indents or scratched up or ripped or something like that. But and it just kind of looks plasticky to me. Not all the time, but sometimes. And right here, it kind of makes the realism come out a little bit. But the suit itself looks awesome.
Yeah, I agree. I think the suit looks pretty good. Depending on how this movie goes, I'm all in for the Batman. I'm not really sure about the Flash yet, but again, depending on how the movie goes, I might have to be in on this figure as well. So, I did have the Justice League Flash. I did sell it off just because I don't know. Ezra Miller was going through all that stuff, and I was just like, this guy's kind of a bum. I just don't really want to have any representation of him right now. But everybody gets a second chance, and maybe he'll do right with his. But yeah, what else do you guys think here on the other guys on the panel? Is this first, again, it's 2 photos, but is this something that interests you? Are you looking forward to this announcement? Anything you're hoping to see from it? I know Shane wants to see light up features here.
I have less than zero interest in this. I've learned that Brick is also very polite. I've never gravitated towards the character of the Flash, and no matter how good this film is, I just don't have any interest in this. I agree completely with Brick about the plastic electric effects. I kind of buy Hot Toys for the realism, and they take me right out of it. It's just like mutton dressed as lamb, I think. when you put them on. So no, this isn't. No, I'm gonna pass over to DLO. This is doing nothing for me. Sorry, boys.
The first word that comes to mind to me when I see this figure, squishy. Squishy. He this I'm not going to beat this figure because this feels very early as far as I the head sculpt looks very good. It looks like it's very far gone, that they've already gotten past a few points of R&D with the head sculpt, which it looks good. The suit looks good. I would like to see a little bit more definition in it, just to kind of not feel like it's very cheap, plasticky, puffy.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
It's the word squishy. That's the first word that comes to mind for me here. But
Look at those collarbones.
It's
Or the shoulders.
the material looks really nice. I just hope, because the Flash, like Spider-Man, it's very much a very pose heavy style figure. I just hope the material holds up. I'm confident this is not going to be the way it's going to look when it's final. But, honestly, this one is on my radar. This one is a maybe. I'm not saying yes. I'm not saying no yet.
I'm with you.
I will say this, though. Something that I caught in some of the other pictures here. We will be getting an Ezra Miller head sculpt, which was not shown. Did you guys notice some of the accessories in some of the other photos?
No.
So, all right. So I'll just lay it on you here. So this particular one has a collar accessory similar to the CW Flash, which allowed you to put the Grant Gustin, I believe his name. I think Grant Gustin. His head sculpt on there, and it has like a little flap to kind of give it that illusion that he took off the mask. And this figure has that as well too.
Okay.
So, spoiler for anybody that didn't catch that.
What does it all mean?
It means you're going to get a head sculpt with your Flash figure. So
that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
So,
well, like I said, I don't think this is the most flattering pose either. I mean, I don't know. Like, look at the midsection, just kind of odd. I don't know.
Squish.
He's running from the police.
Right.
He's doing a poor job.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple of you in the chat have said, like, who wants that Psycho in their collection?
Yeah.
Tell us how you really feel.
He's a terrible runner. I mean,
he is. I'm still not sold on that run.
So
I can agree with that.
Does that go into your mindset, I guess, when getting like a figure? Like, do you look at the actor themselves as well, or do you mainly focus on the character? Because I get it. I get both sides. Like Tom Cruise, weird ass guy, right? Like
Polarizing.
I don't agree with very much of what he says, but I love every single movie he's in. And if they made like an Edge of Tomorrow figure, I'd be all in on that. But I don't know, something about Ezra Miller, maybe because it's so fresh, people are kind of like, I don't know. Like, does that deter, like, Brick, would that deter you on getting a figure? Is if like you just don't like them as an actor, but like maybe they're playing Spider-Man or something. I don't know.
Right. No, it wouldn't unless he's like a mass murderer. No, like it doesn't bother me too much because I'm in it for the movie. And I personally think, and I've heard mixed reviews, but I think he's going to really show up in this movie. So I'm excited for it. But no, I mean, even look at Amber Heard. And I think there's like a Queen Studios bust or something that came out and everybody's wanting that.
Yeah.
And after all of that crap that she did, so
no pun intended.
Brilliant. That was good. That was good. Yeah. So yeah. I go for the character, man.
Do you know if you took like if you take go back like at your your favorite artists, your favorite musicians, your favorite athletes, favorite actors or whatever, and you do a deep dive on their Wikipedia and their history and see all the stuff that they have done that would be questionable, you probably never appreciate a lot of things again if you look that deeply into them. Like, how many athletes have had question marks over their heads? How many musicians have had question marks over their heads? So, I mean, look, I'm a big Michael Jackson fan, but I mean, there is that, always going to be that. Was there some truth to that there or not? So it's
dark cloud over.
Yeah.
That,
But that being said, though, Billie Jean comes on and I'm dancing like a white guy.
You're rocking. Yep.
You know, like, poorly. But yeah, you know.
I will say though, if it's an actor that I really like, and I find out he's playing Spider-Man or playing Batman, that will make me more willing to buy that figure. Like, oh, I cannot wait because I love Tom Cruise and he's playing Iron Man or something. You know what I mean? But yeah, that being said, if he's doing something wrong with whatever's going on, I don't care. I'm watching the movie. You know, it might be bad to say that I don't care, but watching the movie, I like DC, I like Marvel. It's fun, you know. Collect what you love.
Yeah, I mean, what I kind of like about this suit, just from what I've seen in the trailer and then these pictures, is it does seem a little bit more like a traditional style suit of the Flash, which I like a lot. You know, he's kind of got the wings on the side there, and it's more of like a seamless suit. So I like that. He got the emblem on the chest. I wasn't a big fan of the Justice League suit. It was too clunky, too many parts. I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan. So this, I'm interested in. I think the head sculpt from what we're seeing here looks really good, but the first one was really good too. So, they didn't really have a whole lot to improve on. But yeah, I mean, he is polarizing. I mean, Mike says you can say Cruz is weird. I think he's awesome, but the difference is that he's never been accused of criminality or assault. Criminality or assault. Eddie says, how about a Pee Wee Herman Flash? But then Iron Venom says, our Robert Downey Jr.
Fair point.
Turned his life around,
Yeah.
make Ezra can, but it doesn't seem like he's trying. That's the other thing. And I know it seems like, I don't know the guy, but it seems like he's got some stuff going on in his head that I don't know. So I hope he kind of gets his life together.
I don't know his
There's a
story too much
difference.
either, I guess. But
Didn't Robert Downey Jr. like wasn't he into drugs and in rehab and stuff like that?
Right.
Oh yeah.
But I
many
don't think he ever
times, many times.
captured. I don't think he abducted anyone. To the best of my knowledge, I'm getting it wrong.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
He did some weird stuff. It's been a long, long time. It feels like a lifetime ago, but Robert Downey Jr. when he was younger, he was one of the hottest stars in Hollywood, and he just threw it all away for drugs and alcohol and all kinds of stuff. And he was kind of blacklisted for many years. And then honestly, the Marvel franchise with Iron Man just turned his whole career around. And he's so beloved now today. He's one of the most popular actors in the world now. So anything's possible. I think everybody deserves a second chance. We don't know too much about this guy, and I don't know enough about him to question what's going on with him there. But all the same, I think as a collector, speaking from a collector, not having an opinion on him as a human being, I'm a fan of the character Flash, and this is the only Flash there's out there. So it's up to you to decide if it's worth picking up for you, or if you feel strongly enough about it, then you don't have to buy it.
It's a nice thing too about being in the hobby. You can pick and choose what you want. And while some people might want to get this, if it's something that you just aren't willing to do, it's perfectly fine.
Like where do you like? I know everyone has their own code they've got to live by. Like where do you draw the line then? Again, like I like I just said, like about the music and stuff like that, or the athletes and stuff like with question marks over them. Like where do you draw the line? Like you see someone wearing Nikes, you're not going to wear Nikes like because they're made in sweatshops. Like, do you mean when you pull the curtain behind, you see the slaughterhouse? A lot of stuff we enjoy, there probably is something going on behind it. You know what I mean? So it's like, we go to the cinema for a bit of escapism. Do you want to bring the politics into the cinema too?
Right. I mean, some of our favorite athletes, abuse people or get into fights, and
look at Brett Favre, what he's doing,
right?
And we're Packer fans, so it's like,
careful, I don't want to get dislikes.
Throw out your jerseys.
It could ruin our childhood, growing up with Brett Favre, but at the same time, so I love Brett Favre,
and obviously the stuff they're doing is wrong, like obviously the stuff this guy's doing is wrong. We get that, like
well, anyway. So
that was a downer.
Moving along. I have no clue who this is.
What is this?
So this is the villain of the movie. What's his name? He's supposed to be Dark Flash. I think they call him.
Flash. Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
So I see he went to the same shop that they made Spider-Man 2099. Very nice.
Well,
it looks like a tree.
He's been hanging out with Groot.
Yes.
Yeah,
Groot's
look at
dad.
that.
I mean, it looks
He's
a
a
lot
mad
like
Groot.
the original
Very angry.
Aquaman body to me. You know, you got your these are hideous.
Look at those.
But
Look at
you
those
know, you
beauties.
had this part here.
Want to be Doomsday?
This looks, yeah. This does not look very flattering here. It doesn't look high end at all. Actually, it kind of just looks like somebody threw a toy as like a placeholder until they get the figure, you know, ready to go. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you guys want to talk about this or not, or we just keep going.
I think we
Just-
need
is-
more
is this like a
context to really get this one.
Yeah.
There. We got to watch the movie to understand what this is all
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
looks yeah. Maybe McFarlane threw this in there
Yeah.
and said, "Hey,
This
we'll
is
help you."
this is what they call a fourth party figure.
Fourth party.
For you, not me.
Exactly. Then we see the Wonder Woman that we talked about, but yeah, you know, you can see this
Very
plastic
puffy.
piece.
That hair is like very like.
Yeah, that hair
like,
does not look as
don't know if-
good.
Anybody used to watch Married with Children with Peggy Bundy, the mom
Yeah.
from the show. Very puffy hair.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
ow.
how does
The
that
neck
make
looks
you
better,
guys
though.
feel? It does. How does it make you feel seeing the hair like this? Give you a little bit of hesitancy, a little worry?
Does it look a bit plasticky or what?
It does. I was gonna say that. It does look plasticky.
Could be the lighting. It looks kind of yellowish, but I don't know.
I still can't get rid of the stand with the golden ribbon wrapped around it. There, just I'm perplexed by the choice of display. They can make an amazing Spider-Man with Doc Ock arms and like all kinds of amazing figures, but we got a golden ribbon for Wonder Woman.
It makes sense. It's recycled and it's gold, right? So let's throw it on there.
Put it on top of a cake.
They're trying to make them look like trophies, though, aren't they? Like the D100 was similar. They did something similar.
That's a
It's
good
like
point.
a trophy effect. I know it's
Yeah.
Disney and this is Warner Brothers, but I do think this one's kind of unusual. They seem to be like making these out there versions that never appeared on screen as like an art piece that stands out, whereas this one's the little anomaly. I know only 3 pieces of data so far, but this one looks like it could fit into a collection. But they
Yeah.
do look like trophies.
All
So
right.
here we have the comic concept Batman. Again, I let you guys know in my first thoughts here that everything I'm seeing here looks recycled, and I didn't know it at the time because I paid no attention to Morbius, but the bats are actually from the Morbius figure. So I thought maybe that was one thing they were
Oh,
giving us that
gosh.
was like the new thing, but those are from Morbius. DX19 Christian Bale, the Bane base. So the only thing you're really getting here is going to be, you know, the colors that you're getting different. But correct me if I'm wrong, guys, and jump in wherever you want. I don't understand picking Christian Bale's Batman as the one to do as like the comic. Like for me, in my opinion, I would have chosen the BVS Batman. That one to me is more comic inspired, beefier, shorter ears. You know, this is just too modern for me. But I can understand if people are huge, like, you know, Shane's a huge Dark Knight Trilogy fan, so I can understand some people might just be like, yes, it's Bale, I'm getting it. So, Shane, I guess let me just start with you. What are your thoughts? Like, does that interest you, being that it's Christian Bale, or is this just it's got to be that screen accuracy, or you're kind of out?
You already know the answer to this question, correct?
I'm walking you into it.
The man's face said it all when we first showed the picture.
Yeah, I just look. You hit the nail on the head. I'm not really a Batfleck fan, but he is kind of, I suppose, the most screen accurate, or sorry, comic book accurate suit. So you take the BVS and you repaint the helmet, the cowl, the cape blue, and then you're probably onto something. I think a lot of the community would be like, yes, this is pretty damn cool. Like, but what attracted me to this, why this is my favorite Batman, is because even though I loved 89 and 92, I always remember growing up going, I wonder how Batman would work in a real world. And Nolan made us believe that that was actually could be possible. So this suit is the furthest thing away from comic accurate.
Right.
And they chose this one. I think it cheapens the DX19 a little bit. As in, okay, when I look at the DX19, I still love it, like, but
Sure.
it's just a bit like. Also, this is the DX19 pre-upgrades because the gloves,
Right.
they're not fitting underneath the gauntlets there, so it's like they had a bunch of spare bodies and took out the paintbrush. The bats, look, I'm not a zoologist, right? But they don't look like my recollection of the year one scene in Batman Begins. The bats seemed smaller, and it's almost like it's a different species of bat or a different type of bat or whatever. I know they're
Vampire
Morbius ones.
bats.
It looks more vampire. It looks more.
For Morbius.
It looks more comic booky. Morbius, yeah. And then the thing on the back, it's definitely not a 1/6 scale bat symbol. It's a lot smaller. It's like a bat magnifying glass. Something. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm being very, very negative, but I just don't get this.
No, you're being
I don't
very,
get
very
this.
honest. Please
That's a good
continue.
point because
I don't get this.
they're trying to like throw stuff at us, but I feel like it cheapens the figure. Whereas like again, I don't like comparing InArt to Hot Toys yet, but at the same time, InArt really does something really nice and elegant with their bases where they incorporate it really well with the figure. And like, I just think this stuff cheapens it up. Let's throw this from Morbius here. Let's do the Bane base. It doesn't make
Do you know what
sense.
phrase came to mind, Graham? To be honest, when I saw this, I was like, Jesus, Howie, like, we're not stupid. you know what I mean? Like, I just does not float my boat at all.
Intelligence on this one here. I don't know.
Brick.
For me,
Or
sorry.
go ahead, DLO. No, go ahead.
Okay. Sorry,
Brick
Brick.
will
You're
wait.
gonna have to wait.
Eh.
Actually, speaking of Brick, though, Brick, when I saw those bats, though, I immediately thought of you. I said in my head, I was saying this is definitely like if Lego Batman came with bats, these would be the
Okay.
bats.
Yep.
That's instantly what I thought after we talked about it. But is it just me? Does the suit look ugly and gray? Like the specific DX19 suit, like it really brings out too much of the texture. I think it's perfect in black and should never do that. I think Trumbull mentioned in the comments that if it was the Batman Begins suit, if they really wanted to do a Christian Bale and then the Batman Begins suit with these colors, I think it would be a much better figure.
True.
In my opinion. It wouldn't feel so, how do I put it, busy necessarily as this one here. Just because I think the other Batman Begins suit lends itself better to the paint scheme that they're going for there. I mean, but this reminds, I think I had an action figure just like this one back in the day. Like, but I don't know who the maker was. I don't know if it was like DC Direct or McFarlane or one of those toy companies, but ones that did it for the kids at Toys R Us. Like, after you bought the original Batman, like they would have like the special edition that comes with the super cool rocket launcher or whatever knickknack accessory, but there would be a crazy color scheme just to differentiate it from the original one that you would get. You know what I mean? Are you guys?
Oh yeah, for sure.
You ever had that experience?
They had all these different colors. You're like, oh, okay, cool.
Right. But it's the same Batman you have, but in chrome blue now. That's the vibe I kind of get from this one here. I actually enjoy the blue. I do like this color blue.
You like the shine
for it? I kind of do. It's different. It's unique, but it's just the wrong Batman suit for it. I don't think it lends itself to this one here. If it was a Begins or, like you mentioned, the BVS Batman, I think it would be received a lot differently and lose the bats.
Yeah.
Do you know, you just, you actually, something you said there made me thinking of a different way of explaining this. You know the feeling I got when I saw this? Do you know if you take like a classic rock song, like you take something like, I don't know, Smells Like Teen Spirit, and then some techno DJ gets their hands in it and remix, and you're just like, what are you doing?
Butchers
that's the feel. Yeah, this is like, no, they just.
I mean, I love the DX19 suit. I've always loved it. I mean, I've bought the DX, almost every DX Batman for the Dark Knight that's come out, and I'm contemplating getting the Armory as well, just because it's slightly better than my DX19. But this this one didn't have to be made. At least this one here, a different Batman suit, I would consider it there, but it doesn't lend itself. It doesn't go well with this one here. I'm sorry, but I love the blue though. I disagree with you, Grim. I really do like that blue. Just different suit. I think it would have been pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I know Mike is saying the more he's like, is something wrong with me? The more people bash this thing, the more I want it, and I even agree with everything you're all saying. But yeah, the more I look at it, the more I just kind of feel this is like a hot mess. But Brick, how many of these are you getting?
I'm getting 0. And the thing I'm trying to figure out is what they're trying to do with this line, because it's like the 100-year, and they're, telling every story that was told, but then you have the Wonder Woman trying to make it as realistic, screen accurate as possible. But then you have this side by side where it's like the complete opposite. And so what are you trying to do with this line? Now, if they did that with Wonder Woman and made her crazy colors and, kind of different, then I could kind of see, okay, I see what they're trying to do here. They're trying to bring something different. Okay. But now it's like Wonder Woman here, Batman here. It's the same line, and it makes no sense to me. But yeah, this looks atrocious. This is terrible.
Well, yeah,
really
and I
cool.
think they're trying to do something like along the lines with like the Iron Man figures. They know Batman sells, so they're just trying to, well, let's just give them a variant. Like, again, this will cost us no money at all. Let's give them a variant, and then we'll, they'll buy it and we'll make money. But it's almost like they're not giving us any kind of credit just for like what they've thrown together. Like, to me, it's kind of a slap on the face. But the other thing too, you talked about they're telling the whole story. How about a Christopher Reeve Superman with Wonder Woman, or how about 66 Batman? I'd love to get my hands on either of those figures, and I know a lot of people are probably pissed off if we got like reissues or 2.0s, but God, that would have been awesome if they gave us something like that. But they just kind of, I don't know. I hate saying lazy, but it kind of comes off as like not putting much thought into it, kind of lazy. Oh yeah, Morbius had bats. Let's throw some bats in there. It's just kind of, we'll just paint him different and he'll look great. But that's all I'm going to say. But yeah, like Peyton says, Neon Tech coming next. I hope not. I hope they don't do that. But Mike says, my wife is disappointed in me for pre-ordering this. LOL, not the first and won't be the last.
That's going to be on my gravestone, Mike. Don't worry. You're not alone.
Striker says, really interested to see what Supergirl looks like, and I'm hoping they give us a 2.0 General Zod.
That'll be interesting.
Can I just say I'm really worried now that they're not doing a Supergirl because it's not shown yet.
I wouldn't be.
Man, I have a feeling they're going to announce her, within a couple weeks after the movie's released. But man, I really want a Supergirl, and I don't want them to skip out on that.
I could see them doing it a few months after.
Okay.
Like I don't know why. It's just stuff they do sometimes,
Yeah.
They're probably like, oh crap, we forgot about Star Wars, so now let's go back and do some Star Wars.
There you go.
And then all of a sudden, then it'll come out and stuff. So,
Sure.
But let's keep moving. But really quick, we got Eddie Rodriguez with the $2 super chat. Thank you so much.
Hey.
This stream was an absolute cracker. Well, sir, this one here is for you. Thank you.
You've decided to step up to the plate and support the channel. On behalf of the Jedi Knights Watch, we want to say thank you so much for your contribution. Not only will it help us to improve the channel, give you great quality and entertainment, but it'll also help us take over the world. This one's for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my friend. Really appreciate it. We got to keep moving along because we are getting a little low on time, and I do want to look at some of your collections that you guys sent me. So we're going to keep it moving here. But Trumbolta says, I want all the bottles on that shelf. Yeah, I'm definitely, into scotch, into bourbon, some good spirits there. So very good stuff. Some stuff I won't open because I'll never be able to afford it again. So I just refuse to open it. But yeah, we got the modern suit here. I mean, we all, I think, thought that this suit and this figure looks amazing. except for Big Breda, who had a problem with the head sculpt for some reason. But we're not going to bring that up tonight. We're just going to keep looking here. Here's the stunt double. Batman. Shane, really quickly, any of this interest you at all right here?
Oh God, no! Like not this.
D'Lo,
Like
are you
the-
out on this?
I'm not. I'm still in the game, baby.
Okay.
I'm convinced.
Are you
that stunt
hoping you
double
can
is
use
gonna
a
get replaced.
faceplate?
I think it's gonna work itself out. I think it's too early to tell.
Why not
sorry.
wait? Why not wait if you don't have the likeness or whatever the case may be? Why not just wait? Why do this? I don't know.
I'll
Do
tell
not
you why.
think it's
Because
weird the way in the trailer it looks blue, and here it's not.
It's very dull.
Yeah.
it's only
And
a
it's
few
clearly Ben
spotlights on it
Affleck in
there.
the trailer, just so everybody knows. I mean, yes, there's a stunt double, but there's a scene where it's supposed to be him. So, but D'Lo, you got anything else for it?
Yeah, I just think that, this might be one of those ones where they want to capitalize on the hype, and maybe they just thought we wouldn't. Clearly, they don't know us very well enough. If that was the case, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. They were going to assume that we weren't going to really notice that much of a difference. But I mean, when all you have is just up to here to look at, then yeah, we're going to notice that. But let's not take away from the beauty of what's going on here. Okay, like the face mask. I mean, we'll follow this here. Maybe we'll get an update down the road. But for now, let's look at the positives here. I love that Batcycle. I love it. I love it. I don't have a Ben Affleck Batmobile, which is right up there with my opinion, the second best after Keaton's. But I would like to get some representation of his vehicles because I think he has some of the most interesting looking gadgets and vehicles that we've seen in a Batman ever. So if I'm not going to get that, I'm certainly not going to pay for the Jazz Inc. version of it there, especially now secondary market prices. I would like to bring this home. And I think it would be swell to have this bad boy in the collection. But overall, I mean, I'm not in love with the suit. I like it, but I don't love it. But I feel like if I like the movie and in the movie the suit looks good, that might sway me to go. Yeah, I might. This is tough because it's like I've been waiting my whole Hot Toys life to get this. You know what I mean? Like I've been in the game for so long and like, all right, I did some Marvel, I did some Star Wars, and I know I got my first figure was DC, but I'll come back one day, and I haven't come back, and I kind of want to come back. If you told me, Graham, I should get this, like Danny should get this here, like I believe okay, and that's all the convincing I'll probably need. But so I'm a little partial, but
okay,
I will.
I get it. I want to like it.
Make up my decision.
Yeah, I mean, me too. I want to like it, but it's really hard right now. I just don't think you should force yourself into something. But speak of the devil, and he will appear. And just so happens, Big Breda is lurking in the shadows. Good thing we're already past the modern suit Batman, so we don't have to hear him rant
That's a relief.
about that awesome head sculpt. But what's going on, Joel? Thank you for stopping in. Big Dog Pound and Trumbull saying, hey. Yeah, I mean, there is some other stuff here, but what do you think of the split on the cowl? Do you like it? It's probably going to be magnetic, so more movement in the head, but you kind of lose that one piece. Good, bad, indifferent. Rick,
I'm
are you okay with it?
I'm okay with it, yeah. And I actually like this picture right here. I was gonna diss the crap out of this thing. It looks more like Pigeon Man, but with a suit and everything. But yeah, I actually like closer up. It's looking pretty good.
If I can replace the faceplates with Ben Affleck, maybe. But I hate this armor, the holy armor. I just don't dig it. I don't know.
Sure.
I don't like how the cowl separates from the cape and the cape being under it either. Very clunky figure. I don't know. Oh, this is right up Joel's alley here. We got the Cos babies.
I mean, I'd buy those over $20.99. So
Does
We
that
got
mean
the,
they're gonna reissue 66?
Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
That would be
Don't they
interesting.
do that sometimes?
little Easter
I know
eggs.
what-
That's a good, yeah.
What's the story with these teeth though? Like I know that
And
I know the cause babies are funny, like, but so
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe this means they're going to reissue.
I'm still maybe on the Armory. We'll see. But getting into just again some of these set up together, it looks really awesome. Catwoman, hopefully she comes out this year yet. We'll see. They got the DX19, the new Bane coming out. I'm definitely in on
Yes.
Bane and Catwoman.
Yes.
Armory's a
Yes.
maybe.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
The new Batmobile with
this?
the 89.
Yeah.
Doesn't
take
that
my-
look
that.
sweet?
Take it all. Take my money.
I know, it's just
Man.
so I did secure the 89. I did pre-order it just because I'm like, I need it. We're gonna pay it off early and we're gonna make sure it's coming home. I'm still undecided about the Batmobile because I do have mine, but we'll see. The funny thing is, look at that. It's missing the plate just like mine is. Interesting. Don't know if you guys
And
can
it's
see
the
that.
same. Joe was saying nothing's different.
Right.
What would
You-
be? It's
would the
different for me
cockpit
because I
be
have none.
bigger though?
No
Because
way.
the new figures become scaled a little bit more. Like the tumbler, the cockpit's the only thing that's different. It's just a little bit bigger. Minuscule, but you know. He's really lighting us up here. Let me see. Yep, he's always lurking. Yeah, Mike says he's not feeling that honeycomb, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm just not a big fan of it. But Trumbull Dust got Venom today. Holy crap, I dig the magnetic head sculpt. So if head sculpts on this bat is magnetic, yes, please.
Heck of a figure.
Still not
Heck
getting
of a
it, though.
figure. Good for
Yeah,
you.
the magnetic head sculpts, that's a game changer. You don't have to worry about breaking anything. I'm new to it, so I always worry about, the wrist pegs and all that. So yeah, when I was able to switch up all three of those head sculpts with magnetic, man.
I like them a lot, and I think it's probably the best alternative. However, at some points, if you turn the head, the magnet doesn't catch right, and then it kind of falls back down. Or
Yeah.
So it's not perfect, but I do like it a lot. Darth Maul, the original Darth Maul, has those magnetic head sculpts, and it's just such ease to take them out, put a new
I
one
think it's
on.
good for Venom though, because his head's so big and you're not gonna like have him facing a different way anyways. So it's perfect for that size of a figure.
Yeah. Yeah, the only reason I would contemplate getting the Batmobile is A, to get it completed. Mine's loose and missing a few things, and then mine also does have a few cosmetic scratches on it. So we'll see. I don't know. Undecided.
If they change it though, I will never let you out. Let it down. I'll
If
remind
anything
him
is
every day.
different.
If anything's different, I will remind him every day. Why is my voice going so high? My voice is breaking.
It's late, Your voice is
Yeah.
going to bed too.
You're still growing.
That's it.
It's a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm really
Yeah.
excited for this figure to hit. I hope it's this month, but I'm guessing maybe next month. But I love the movie. I'm all in on this figure.
Why are they showing the old hair?
I don't know. That's a good.
Oh wait, no. I think what they did was they're giving
giving
him
you two,
two
right?
hairs now.
Yeah.
They're giving him the neat and the scruffy, I think.
And I think this is the only picture we got. We didn't see him in the display at all.
Interesting.
Tumblr with the poopy Batman
the
Begins
best-
figure.
The best one ever. Yay.
Oh, Graham, I had Dean Knight on the channel, and now I'm going down the rabbit hole. I'm gonna put together a decent one. I ordered a Jackson Jew head sculpt
Ooh.
on the Batman Begins and an OT Customs cape, and Dean was saying that if you get the second batch of the 2.0, it's not glossy, it's
Okay.
matte.
Hmm.
Then after that, just gauntlets, and sounds promising, like, and that figure is going to drop down in value. That 2.0 Batman Begins because no one wants it.
Sure.
Right. He showed his Batman Begins, his customized one on Instagram today. And I said, if you ever want to sell it, just let me know.
Yeah.
But I think if anybody knows Dean, that's his favorite. Batman's his favorite, but Batman Begins is his favorite movie ever. It's his favorite suit, and he has put a lot of work into that figure to make it look amazing. So I don't think he'll ever do that. But here again too, here's why golden armor on Wonder Woman, like, oh, she would look kind of cool, next to the other one, but I don't know. It's a shame. It's a shame. Okay, so here we go. Batwing. Are we getting it, or is this just a tease? And if we are getting it, is it going to be 1/12 scale, 1/6 scale?
That's 1/12.
That's one.
Yeah, I was going to say, I got to say,
100%
it looks a bit
it's
small.
like the
So
You can tell by the cockpit.
So we don't have to harp on this again. We got some other stuff to talk about before we get out of here. But I want to know from you guys, would it matter if it's 1/12? Would that turn you away from getting it because it doesn't really fit with your 1/6 figures, or to you it doesn't matter because it is so large? You just rather have some sort of representation of it.
If I could
personally,
just
go ahead, Rick.
go ahead. If I could just put it on my wall, I would be fine with the 1/12. But if I'm wanting to somehow set it up with my figures, then it would need to be 1/6. But knowing me, I would just put it on my wall anyways and have a good little background. So go ahead, DLO. Sorry.
No, you're good, buddy. I was just gonna add on, like, I've seen the Jazz Ink, and it's a very impressive vehicle there. So one of the nicest things I've ever seen them put out there. But it's just, to get to 1/6, it demands so much space. And honestly, I mean, I've seen so many people mount theirs and all that stuff, and I just don't know if that really is realistic for me personally. I think if I felt the need, which I don't feel the need to have to get the Batwing specifically, but if I were to do it, I would prefer it be 1/12 just so I can have the representation of something that I like, but not feel obligated to give up a good chunk of my room to make it fit, if that makes sense. So,
yeah.
But there's going to be a diehard out there that's going to say 1/6 all the way, and more power to them. But I just think if Hot Toys is going to do it, it'd probably be 1/12, kind of like the bat that they did for the Dark Knight Rises.
Mike says 1/12 can work nicely in perspective with your 1/6, depending on where it's placed.
Yeah. Very true. Make it look
Very
like it's high up.
strategic. Yeah. Shane, is this something that you could see, adding to your collection if they officially announce it?
I'm going to say no, because whether it's 1/6 or 1/12, I don't have space for this. I've got the Bat Pod here, and it's on top of just an IKEA cabinet that I use for graphic novels and stuff like that, and it doesn't look out of place. It looks like it belongs there. It doesn't look forced, not in the way it's like, yeah, that's displayed correctly. I'm going to struggle with the 1989 Batmobile, and this is such an awkward shape that I will not be able to display this and give it the respect it deserves. Also, I'm very used to watching that 1989 one from Jazz Inc., and compared to that, like, that looks like a movie replica. This does look a bit plasticky. Like, I know the finish on it or something like that. Do you see all the kind of, like, the lines? I think that actually is accurate, but
They did. Yep. They had like all the panels.
Yeah, I think the detailing on or paint apps on the top of the Jazz Inc. one is superior to this. But again, this is probably just a rough prototype, I presume.
Sure.
I wouldn't have the space for a short answer, but it's funny, like, this vehicle, like, I remember getting that, I think it was the Kenner version at the time. You're going back to like 1989 or 90, and I remember it was Christmas Day, and I remember going, this is the greatest Christmas ever. And I still always warm feelings in my heart every time I see the Batwing.
Yeah, I love this too, but I just think for the price that it would command, and again for the space that I have too, it would just have to go into a Maju case. So I don't know how it would fit with my stuff. So this would probably be something that I would just pass on, as much as I would love it. But it's cool that this is a possibility. Oh, here we go. They teased this back in March of 2022 with the Batman, and we're finally getting to see at least a prototype of it. And It's basic, but I like it. I'm still not sure if I'd get this or the BVS or Justice League Batmobile, but I like it. I like it. It looks rough and used and worn and homemade type of thing. I know that there'd be parts of like the engine that lights up, especially here, in the front and then in the back. But does this excite DLO? Does this excite you? Is this something that because you're kind of getting into vehicles a little bit. Is this something that you would want to add, or is it not special enough for you to kind of think about?
Yeah, I mean, this is this I remember the scene in the movie like it was yesterday. That moment when it appeared in the movie for the first time was amazing, incredible. And I was never a crazy fan of this here just because I'm used to my Batmobiles looking a little bit more bombastic and extreme, so to speak. This is much more conservative and more toned down, which is fine. But I still love it though, just because I'm a car enthusiast as well too, and I like the aesthetic of this here. But the thing with me is just like if I had infinite space, I would tell you right now, absolutely, I would get that there. But if I were to prioritize my love of a Batmobile, the real question for me I would ask is, would it replace my love for the 89 Batmobile that I'm going to get? And if I can only get one, which one would I choose? I would probably choose the 89.
100%.
But doesn't mean I don't like this one here. Like if I had enough room to carry both, I probably would.
I think in the movie, because you don't just see it like out in the open in the broad daylight like this, in the movie it's got much more presence, whereas this does kind of look more like just a normal car. Obviously, when you see the back end though, I think in that reflection, that's where I think this vehicle really shines, is kind of that bat look. So
yeah, agreed.
I don't know if we got another shot. No, we didn't get another shot. So
there goes the bike.
Oh, the bike that I want. Rob, interests you at all? I mean, I know this isn't really something you're gonna get, but I guess what do you think about it?
I mean, this is my second favorite Batmobile. I mean, I think it looks awesome. The way that it's gonna light up too is that's cool too. I personally, but yeah, this man, if I could get one, I would choose this over the Tumbler personally. But yeah, I'm never gonna get it, but it looks awesome. Right. I like the rusty look. I think it looks really, really cool, realistic, kind of Batman doing that whole, kind of what the Dark Knight did. The Batman tried to, I don't want to say copy, but go that route where it's more realistic. So I like this Batmobile look. But yeah, I mean, I'm with DLO too. The 1989 is superior.
Can I just say something real quick here? I gotta acknowledge Mike here. Mike Literis has attempted to warn us that yes, the Ben Affleck one comes with 2 head sculpts. I saw them all, Mike. I'm sorry that it was not picked up. That is completely on Graham. Be mad at Graham. But yes,
let it flow through you.
There were 2 head sculpts for the Ben Affleck one. Mike, you have been heard.
Is one like the seamless cowl or what?
It is. It is a seamless cowl as well too. So you have the turning one and the seamless one.
Thank you for that, Mike. Shane, I know you're getting the Batman with the signal. I know you don't have a lot of space. Would you consider this?
I was looking at this and it's kind of going like, okay, let's say you get two Batmobiles. What would you do? You'd have to rotate. You'd have to put one out for a few months and then, put Battleton next to it and then box that away and put the other one out. And yeah, you could do that. But I do like it.
It's cool.
But I think I gotta go with the boys on this one. Like it's 1989. Like it's 1989. It's when I close my eyes thinking of Batmobile. It's
get
1989.
Both. You get both.
Yeah. No, I gotta. No.
We got the camo tumbler. I want this bike. I will find a way to get it. It's waitlisted on Sideshow. Don't care. I will be getting that bike and posing the Batman with it. What would you consider that, Shane? Like a smaller vehicle to kind of... You could probably... I think you might be able to fit that diagonally in a detail.
To be honest, like Okay, the Bat bike earlier on, DLO, we're on the same wavelength. That thing's an absolute weapon. It is cool looking, right? The Bat pod for me, the amount of screen time it got, the stuff he did with it, such an integral part of the movie. I have that sitting up there, and I love posing it with Batman next to it. This here is a black motorcycle with little ears. If you look at it,
I like
it looks like the Hello Kitty
cool.
symbol or something.
It is cool.
I just doesn't do this for me, man.
It doesn't.
look at all the- look at
I
all the
thought you were going to say
details on it.
yes.
No, a little cute little motorcycle, little Hello Kitty. Is this?
Look at all the
little
detail in the
Batman's bike?
engine, the badass, tires on it. Look at the long seat. I don't know. I think it's really cool. And he did ride the bike a lot. So I think that's why I would love to add this, just because that Batman has a bike.
What
It
is
was
this?
it
This
was
one
cool.
big
It was cool in the
Ducati?
movie, and it was
Is this
understated.
Ducati- This is a Ducati motorcycle,
It looks like a
Baseball,
Ducati, but
right?
I don't know for sure.
I do like this bike. I'm not gonna lie.
I like it a
Maybe
lot.
I would maybe that would be the compromise to me. Maybe I wouldn't get the Batmobile, but maybe I would get the bike. I'm kind of with you on that one, Graham. I can.
Well, and
squeeze
I
in
like
bike.
I like this a lot more than the Flash bike. What about that?
Oh, now you've gone
cheaper.
too far. Sorry, I can't.
It's cheaper. And
No, you
I
lost
think
me.
it's just okay.
I
I mean,
had
for
your
the price,
back.
yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you went the other way. Wasn't expecting that. I'm over here now. So no, can't. I can't.
Like this works. This worked in the movie because it's understated. It's year one. The Batmobile is understated. I completely see why it's practical. It's a small enough bike, gets him in and out of place, stuff like that. I appreciate it, what they were going with it, but I just think that Flash one is just a weapon. Like,
All right. I see what you're saying. Flash. Cool. I like this when they do this kind of stuff. Even if it's older figures, it just looks cool to see.
Yeah.
Tactical comes out somewhat soon. If anybody's going to be getting that. Not a big fan of the the video game stuff, so I don't have any of these. Do you guys have any of these?
No, it's before my time. I wish I was collecting around the time of those. Just the main ones I want, like the Arkham Knights and the Joker. Those were long gone by the time I got into the game, so I just never bothered at that point.
I do love that Deathstroke look, though. The colors with that. Yeah, he's pretty
That's
cool.
pretty cool.
Always like
Cyborg's on Sideshow, by the way. We passed him on the display there.
Oh.
He's officially on Sideshow now today.
Wow.
Okay. So if anybody wants to pick them up, you can add them to your cart. Maybe that's what's slowing down the site.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you want to buy one from me while you're there, I'll give you my address. Just DM me after the show.
Yeah, that Harley is still unbeatable. Still unbeatable. But it's just not a very good Suicide Squad showing. It's just very bare bones.
Yeah.
So we'll keep moving along there. Couple quarter scale. So yeah, this would be just a cool event to go
Oh,
and
look at
see.
that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Were you looking at this or?
Yeah, kind of look at the Matrix one there. That was
Okay.
kind of cool.
I'm a fan of the first one, and that's pretty much about it. But
I
I,
think
don't
we're
think
all
I'm a
that same
big
way.
enough fan to get the figure.
Not that particular movie. No. Bruce
So-
Lee, please. I want that one.
There's one other thing. So the one thing that we didn't really see in these photos, going really fast here. See if I can catch it somewhere. This guy right back here. I don't know if you can see that,
it's BVS.
but they're showing BVS Batmobile. It's not a good shot, but that would be tough to say no to if they announced that. There's one other picture. The video we saw, but here it is too. It's right in the corner here. So yeah, if they decide that they want to make that, that'd be cool too, because then I could really try to do, can't see it probably, but Batmobiles on my 6 series shelves and just do them all the way down. Oh man, that'd be cool. So, but we'll see. So yeah, we're kind of running low on time here, but really quickly, I want to go through a couple of your guys' collections because you were nice enough to, send me some of your stuff. So I just want to go through a couple of these before Figure Focus kind of passes out on us, because I can see the eyes. They're getting heavy.
I just popped the chat into
Sun's getting real low out there.
yeah.
It's getting real low. So, Shane, what we did last week is we're just showcasing some people in the community's collections, talking about it, what you see, what you like, whether it's a pose, whether it's just the setup, or, whatever the case may be. So we're just kind of checking it out. But this is from Bert, and I really, really I dig this setup. It's not Maju case. No, it is Maju cases. You got the white ones. He's got the drawers on the bottom. The DeLorean setup is it's very, very well done, very spaced out, very evenly. Lots of heavy hitters here. You got the 66 figures. You got the 89 figures. Reeves. You got Blitzway Ghostbusters down here. Lots of Avengers, but I think it's very tasteful. DLO, give me your thoughts on Bert's collection. What do you see? I'm going to go to the next photo too, because this is his too. So this is the Marvel stuff.
Phenomenal. Bert.
And he's got this.
Well done, sir. It looks incredible. Oh, wow. Even more. That white is quite striking for a Maju case. I have never seen the full white setup before. Always the white background, never the white frame.
Right.
Scares me a little bit there. I'm worried about scratches and stuff like that. But you're a braver man than me, Bert, and I commend you. Excuse me, not command you. It's getting late over here on the East Coast as well.
Right.
For us. But back to Bert. Beautiful collection there. Love the Civil War look there. A little bit of Infinity War and Endgame mix and match together. A little bit of Hulk on the top there. Definitely a serious Captain America fan there. Very nice. This is just really nice. It's really well done. It's very clean. There's no stands. Everybody has their place in collection. But honestly, as much as I love your collection, Bert, I love what you've done with your room even more.
Yeah.
You got the bookshelves with a couple of nice books there. You can see Gandalf's staff to the left. I'm not an entirely
Captain America
expert in Lord
helmet
of
over
Rings
here.
there. I think which is that a Frodo sword, Stingray, or whatever it was called. Please don't beat me up in the comments. I don't know them all. But it's an elegant room. This is like something I would like in my room too. Just a nice clean office, and when I'm need inspiration, just turn around and look at this beautiful setup here. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, very well done. Bricky.
Yeah, I think it's super
Catches your eye.
clean. I think that's a Lego Yellow Submarine from the Beatles up there on the top left bookshelf as well. And then I saw, he had the Millennium Falcon Lego set in there. So it gives me hope that, that I can mix and match. Actually, I don't know. Is that the Lego set?
Yeah.
It might be.
Looks
Okay.
like it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it gives me that hope that I can mix my Lego with my figures when I get to the new place next week. So yeah, super clean. Actually love the white and didn't even know they did the white. So interesting.
Iron Venom says very classy. Big Dog Pound says, great job balancing your collection with everyday furniture. I mean, sometimes that can be tough too. Shano.
Yeah.
What do you?
Loving the
So
white.
wait, hold on, Shane. Since you're the guest, we talk about what we like, but then you have to talk about kind of what you hate about it. So
That's not the
That's not true. That's not true.
no,
I hate
go
the
ahead.
way
Go
they've got a
ahead.
lot of figures that I want. Is that the like UCS Falcon in the last picture? It's the Lego one. Is that the Ultimate Collector series?
It is. Yeah.
Oh, man,
Like it.
that's a lot of fun. Yeah, I like actually. I've never seen a white Maju case before. Looks very clean. It's well lit. The figures have enough space to breathe, and by the looks of things, he has a bit more space as well. That the 1966 with the Batman and Robin. That's
awesome.
That's just keeps getting my attention there. Like, yeah, I always like those setups where you just have like, I've seen people do it like the different Batmobiles and just with Batman standing next to them. Like, it's deadly. Like, it looks good.
He's got the Clint Eastwood, The Good, Bad, the Ugly up here. I see Jack Sparrow, Scissorhands, lots of. Oh, and he's got a Rocketeer as well. I like that. I need that Rocketeer. Yeah, and he says says the acrylic faces are off. You see a little bit more white around the front edges when they're on. So
That makes
yeah,
sense.
at first I didn't even think they were Majikes. I thought it was, something else. But then yeah, I saw the magnet and the light clips here, the connectors. But the drawers look pretty cool too. And then the other one has the feet. So
It's
if
got
you
the
guys
legs,
have cases and you want to try to lift them up, you can do the drawers, you can do the feet. Just pretty interesting. Love the white cases. Looks amazing. Very well done, Bert. Very well done. Let's hit Jazzy up here a little bit. So he's got 3 photos. His are going to be a little bit more like close encounter, but I couldn't show all of them. But he's got some really cool stuff going on here too. DLO,
Look at that.
this is up your alley, huh?
Where's
this
Optical when you need
shack.
him? Look at this. This
Yeah,
is
where's
good
Optical?
stuff.
Yeah.
My goodness. That's awesome. I'm a Kobe fan, so I love seeing those 2 Kobe's in there. LeBron, I won't hold it against you, but everything looks really good, man. This is the stuff about the community and the hobby I love so much. I mean, I must have seen these figures a million times before in pictures all over the community, but I've never seen somebody take the time to create an entire, let's call it a mural, basically. This is a
scene.
Yeah, right. It's
Yeah,
incredible
murals are
there.
better. I like that.
Yeah. I used my thesaurus before I got on today. But but yeah, I mean, I love the action that's going on. I love the simplicity of some of the greats to the left there. And this reminds me of when I used to collect basketball cards as a kid, and you would see like photos of your favorite superstars just like this here. So I love it. He definitely had some inspiration probably from posters or, something he saw from Sports Illustrated, and he just put it in his display. And I think it came out incredible.
This is dope too. I can never get my stuff to look like this. I want my stuff to look like
I
this.
love
Look
that
at this Black
Spider-Man pose.
Panther. Yeah, the Spider-Man.
Jeez.
War Machine. And I've tried this with my Hawkeye, and mine looks dumb. Like simple pose it looks like, but I just can't seem to figure it out. But man, I love this. This is special. Brick, you're the Marvel guy.
Yeah.
Hit me with it.
I mean, I'm digging the poses here. I mentioned the Spider-Man down there. I'd love to be able to figure that out. He's got Yondu over there, all the Guardians. Just looks really good.
Even
and
just the accessories, how he's incorporated them.
Yeah. He has a lot of stuff going on there, but he made it look good.
Even Ant-Man is more of like a basic figure. Kind of just do it with the thumb.
Yeah.
But he's doing something a little bit different here. So, that's really cool. I really like that War Machine. Damn.
I like what he did with Strange there, too.
Yeah. That's really nice stuff. Let's see. So then we got, I must have missed his DC. I got Jazzy,
He's
if you're
crushing
watching
it with his Marvel.
Yeah, I'll get you I'll put the DC on next week. Because I know he had some good stuff there, and he just got Cyborg, so I know he was really happy about that. So I'll hit that up. But Shane, I know you're the DTOF guy, and you're more of like, let's keep it to one. What do you think about kind of putting them all together and kind of building it like this?
Oh no, it's very well done, in fairness, and it's been thought out, and it is very well done. And if you've got the space and the module cases for it, and I think a lot of these people, they're probably completionists as well. Like, they want the full team.
Sure.
Whereas, part of the reason I don't do it beside space is I don't necessarily need the full team. Again, that's just how I collect. I just like key characters or something. But that's an art form in itself, really, getting them all in there and making it looks like a movie poster. It's very well done. It's cool.
Yeah, it's definitely not easy to do. Because I mean, people have said in the community for my channel, you're like, oh, you changed your collection again. I'm like, yeah, because I can't get it right. Like, it's not easy. Part. Like, it's an art form, so it definitely takes some
Yeah.
some posing practice and
Graham,
space.
sorry, but
and-
I'm actually going to split because it's I'm actually falling asleep. It's 4:45. Sorry, buddy.
Poor guy. Oh my
I
gosh, poor
appreciate
thing.
no, I appreciate you,
I
you
fought
know,
the good
sticking it
fight for as
out.
long as I can.
I appreciate
you
it,
so
Shane.
much, man.
Go get some sleep.
Thanks for being on.
Yeah.
Maybe next time we can come on a little bit earlier.
Yeah, no, it's all right. Thanks very much for the invite. I really appreciate it. Great to meet DLO and Brick and everyone in the chat. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button to everyone. So I gotta go sleep. Thanks, guys.
Have a good morning.
Appreciate
All right, get some sleep.
it. Yeah, see you guys. Bye.
See you, dude. All right, we're just
Yeah.
gonna do probably one or two more here, and then we're gonna call it quits as well. And again, if we want to keep doing this segment, you know, we can. This is from Joseph. He's got himself like a DTOF going on. He's got the single cubes here too, which I kind of like with the nightmare stuff. Brick, what do you think about this? It's kind of mixing scales as well here.
Yeah, it's definitely different. I see the mounted Batwing there. Which one is that? Is that
Animated?
okay?
Guess so.
I like that. It's pretty sweet. I have the Lego set one that I want to mount on my wall, so that's really cool. Love that he mix matched the different scales there. It's got the posters in the background. I see Freddy Krueger's claw there, which is pretty sweet.
Props.
Yeah, I think it looks really good. I like how he even used his table there against the wall. Added some display cases there. So use what you got and make it look good. And I mean, he's got the TV up there, so when he's watching TV, he's able to look to the right a little bit and see his whole collection. You know, so that's awesome.
Yeah, it's always
admire it.
nice to have the collection with you when you're watching the movies. You
Yeah.
know, you have the figures of the movie you're checking out. I like this God of War figure too.
Oh yeah,
Not the biggest fan of the game, but I think that looks pretty sweet. I don't know what brand that
Crazy.
is, but I like I don't know, something about the Superman and Batman too. I like how he's got it in their own cases and kind of like the spotlight on them. I think it's really good. I love this Superman pose here. DLO, if you want to share anything about Joseph's collection here.
For sure, man. Work what you got there. I mean, this is probably going to be on the slightly smaller side than what we're going to cover tonight, but like, give my man his props here. Like I guarantee you go to Joe's house right now. That's probably the coolest corner you can have in a house right there. Like that's the part where everybody comes over to the house is like, Joseph, is that your collection there? And then everybody just is going to be in that corner, just huddle there. So yeah, he's flaunting his stuff there. I mean, the ones he's picked, I think they're awesome. If I'm not mistaken, the very top on the detail, it is his Arthur Morgan for Red Dead Redemption 2. All off the bat, we already know my man has great taste. That's an amazing figure and probably one of the best games of all time. He's got his Arkham with Harley Quinn. I love that there. He's definitely a DC guy, and he's got a little bit of Marvel at the end there. Yeah, this is a sweet collection. I do agree with you, Grim. I think the two singular display cases are really sharp. I've seen collectors use this more, and it's kind of given me the urge to pick up one of these two and kind of test it out for myself. But I love the mix and match of it there. I think these may be Mafex. If I could be wrong, depending on, I think it's Mafex. So yeah, he's got the whole team. I mean, this is sweet. I mean, this is definitely on the smaller side, like I said, but I like what he did. He made it all work. And I think this is a pretty stellar one, if I don't say so myself. Nice
One
job.
other thing too, yeah, I really like what he did with Harley and Joker here, just kind of incorporating them together. And then, yeah, I'd like to see, you know, another pick maybe of these guys, like more of down low, looking at it just to kind of check that out. But yeah, a case like this would be awesome on the desk too, just right by the computer, like your favorite figure, something like that.
Right.
So definitely some good stuff there. Let's do one more and then call it a night. I'm sorry, guys. I know some of yours have been in here since last week, but let's do Josh, the 6-scale smuggler. And again, this is going to be more simplistic. He's got some big stuff in here, but really, really cool. And I love it how it's kind of, he shaped it into this nook of his house. Like it fits the room here. And let me zoom in. Is that okay? Can I move this at all? Here we go. Okay. I didn't know if at first this Vader was kneeling but it's just the hilt here and then the angle
Right.
that we're at. So he is standing. But I really like that Jabba the Hutt. But it's so damn big. I don't know if I'd really be able to display it well enough. But
I've seen it's huge in person. I don't know. That's a tough one there. That's like either Jabba or a Batmobile for you, Graham.
right.
So he
I
knows
haven't
his
seen-
Batmobiles.
I haven't seen a C-3PO bust around much. That's a pretty cool piece.
I just love the incorporation of like the mixed media of
Yep.
collectibles here because I've dabbled in helmets and lightsabers. You can see behind me too, but I love that, you know, this isn't like a full on nothing but Hot Toys display here. I love the fact that he mixed it with some, I don't know all the prop companies because there's so many out there right now, but having the helmets, having the blaster, then putting a figure in it, I think it's a really nice look. I personally like the Mando one where you have Mando and Bo-Katan with his helmet and the Darksaber. I think that's very cool. That's very modern for what's going on with Star Wars today. And he's got the greatest hits. He's got his Luke Skywalker shrine, his Darth Vader one, C-3PO, and R2-D2, and he threw in a Batman one as well too. This is cool. But I really did because I don't see you don't see this very often. The shredded up, burnt up, Darth Vader helmet at the bottom there. I think that's one of the cooler pieces because you don't see that one very often. So building this into your nook of your house there, I think that's great use of space. You know, it's better than a laundry machine or something. I don't know, but
and it looks like that's what he did. He like literally like built this, like it looks, at least part of it's custom. Like he had to make some modifications to get this to fit in the way that the room is. So that's pretty cool.
I love how you can really look at this and tell that he took the time to really purchase what he wanted, and he knew what he wanted and what he was going for. And you know, hey, I want this Batman bust. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna make it look good, make it look clean, simple, with the Star Wars even, and still looks good. You know, the lighting is perfect.
It's very precise.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, he's got a little bit of everything. He's got hilts, helmets, props, busts, 6 scale. It looks like an X-wing up in the upper left. Yeah, he's got, you know, some of these little guys here too. So
sure.
Take it all there. Some good submissions. I like.
I didn't notice this at first, but this is the only non-Star Wars. Is this Batman?
Yeah.
But I mean, again, it's not something that I pick up right away. And in fact, I think my eye is more drawn to kind of this stuff going on here. And then, you know, I kind of noticed the Batman after the fact, but
Batman fits with everything.
Good.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why. You can never go wrong with Batman.
One more because
yes, you read my mind. I was going to ask for one more.
This is pretty impressive. So this is from Marco. And I can honestly say I've never seen something like this. And I emailed him back and I just said this, and I saw this on one of the groups recently.
Yeah, this looks familiar to me too.
Yeah, yep.
And yeah, I mean, I love it. I love how you've created the diorama, the actual scene of something going on. You got Jabba's ships, you got Jabba's palace, you got Jabba himself, and this actually, I'm guessing these are max cases, maybe DFs, I guess, but it just makes him even look. You talked about how big that piece is, and you see how small it looks.
Yeah,
but you got like unique figures over here too, and then it's almost like he's got a whole village going on here. Like, I don't know, it's just it's something special. I love how Han and Carbonite is hanging up here. It's he's got pieces that you don't see very much at all in the community.
So did he build all that himself?
I don't know if he did it himself, but it's all custom.
Man.
He's got the spotlights. Got
That's
Boba
incredible.
Fett back there.
See, this is this is storytelling, 101. As far as like, we all try to, like, with our poses and what figures we put next to figures, we're always trying to tell a story. Well, Marco, great job.
Yeah.
Like,
This guy figured it out.
You created a movie in your house and your display there. That's incredible. I do agree with you here. I mean, obviously the first thing that comes to you is just the backgrounds, the level of detail, and the design, and the uniqueness of this display here. But I mean, there's also some really very elusive, let's say, figures in here too. Like there's some ones that you don't see every often, and some of them that you do see, they're very hard to find. They can be a little expensive. So this was, this is definitely a labor of love, and it definitely shows. I can definitely see it's still a work in progress, because I do like what I see in the far right that doesn't have anything yet there. I believe that's going to be the what was the bar that no, that's not the bar. It's going to be the area where they all had that scene when they dropped the girl into the pit. No, I don't think it's going to be the cantina there. I think, is that going to be the cantina, or is that?
What are you talking
No,
about?
not there. On the far right hand side, the only one that doesn't have the background.
Oh yeah. Yep. Work in
that's
progress.
Going to be and that's where Luke gets drops into the centerpiece there, and he fights the the Rancor.
Right.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting when he gets that done there. So I'm curious. I want to know the story behind this. I want to know why he decided to go this route, and what his inspiration was to do this, because this is one of those displays that has a very unique story to tell. I would love to get to talk to this guy. This is really nice.
Brick, are you going to build something like this with your Legos?
Oh man,
With your Legos,
dude. I wish I could. I was talking to you guys earlier about like making like a scenic look, and just with the figures alone. But then seeing this, it's like, wait, we can get custom, looking buildings and have that fit in our Maji cases and go this far. Yeah, I'd love to talk to this guy too, and really get some info on how he got all this. But man, looks really good.
But the most fascinating thing about this here is that, and this is Marco. So Marco has a huge display case, right? And our initial instinct as collectors is to fill this up with as much figures as we can. But instead, he has, modestly, just looking at this quickly, he's got at least maybe a dozen, maybe two figures in there at most right now at the moment. But you can easily fit that amount in one case alone, right? But he's taking the time to express his collection out there out loud and really build out his narrative of what Star Wars is to him, which is cool, because you're not seeing it all the major players in here. You're not seeing I don't see a Darth Vader anywhere. I think
that's
this should be
actually.
It just, looking for example here. I wish you should have showed this one next week or something like that, because I can talk about this one all night. But the one right in front of my eyes here, that's in the far left-hand side, in the middle, where you see Han Solo and Carbonite. Look at the two characters to the left there, where they're having like this sneaky conversation where they're plotting something right now. That's freaking cool. And then obviously you got Luke climbing up the stairs. How cool is that? And then Jabba's in the next case over. He's about to enter and talk to him. Leia's already there. She's already been discovered. If you have time to study this one here, this is a really fascinating collection. And I feel like he's still building out. There's more to tell. Yeah, absolutely.
You got
really
characters
impressive
hiding
one
too. It's just like you kind of keep looking. You're like, oh yeah, like Leia's over here, or Boba Fett's hiding in the back, and what's this Jawa doing? Type of thing. Look at this too. Stormtrooper.
He's got the barge. Look at that. Look at that.
Man.
Yeah, just really cool.
I hate
sand.
sand.
I wonder what he's going to put in this one.
Good question. I think that's the Rancor scene.
It would make sense because it's right below Jabba.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That would make sense. That's awesome. Very, very awesome display collection. Well thought out. And you guys all have great collections. Again, we'll keep running through these, as we go. Jeez, I got more than I thought.
I have a lot. That's good.
And keep submitting some too, guys.
Oh yeah,
keep submitting them, and we'll keep the segment going. I know 16 Art said you should do a show dedicated to the showing of people's collections. We have, and it's just tough when there's so much news coming out too to just dedicate a show to that. So we try to kind of work it in when we could, but Yeah, it's really good stuff. Jedi says, I could look at that display all day long. I like having a movie set in your home. But yeah, it's not just the figures and constructions, but also the lights and shades. Yeah, I mean, it's not a harsh light. It looks realistic. All projected to be fantastic. Thank you guys so much for sharing these with us. It inspires us too, because I'm looking at my stuff and I'm like, what a mess. And I'm like, I gotta
Just
step
throw it
up
all
my
away.
game
Start
here.
from scratch.
Right. Yeah, we're gonna redo it again. But no, but it does kind of give us ideas too, and it's something I love looking at because I love stealing people's ideas and stuff too. So just to make my collection better. So, hopefully you guys are flattered that that's something that we do too. We're just collectors like you. So thank you, boys, for joining me for another night. It was fun talking DC and figures.
Woo.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you for being a part of the Wolfpack, and to all of you guys, still watching. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and just being a part of the community and a part of the Jedi Knights Watch. And we'll be back next week. But until next time, stay safe out there, and we'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Nighty night.